Not the immediate bomb. You guys were so early. You guys were so early, it scared me. Especially because I actually was recording something, just like a test recording. So I made sure I clicked start recording. I was like, I have to make sure I'm not gonna click streaming. I have to make sure I clicked recording, and I did my recording, and I clicked off, and I looked at chat, and you guys were chatting, and I was like, oh. And I was like, no, I did it right. Hello, y'all, hello. And then, wait, what happened? 18 months, Matthew, hello. Hey, Ghost, let's chat in here and see if it catches Vika off guard. And it did. It did. You did, in fact, catch me off guard. I had a little, like, oh. I pressed the wrong button. I didn't press the wrong button. I'm just being silly. Guys, it's hot. It's getting hot again in Los Pincos. What the hoo-ha? I think the ad break is gonna start soon. Oh man, I have to close the window so that my voice doesn't travel outside this apartment. But it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot. I'll see you guys after the ad break. Yahoo! Alright, gimme about a minute or two, because Beans just got back from school and I want to see how his class went. So I'll be right back. Stop trying to pull the fire alarm. Don't do it. Don't do it. Actually, you know what? I think he is chatting with his mama bear, so I'm gonna wait for him to get into the room. But in the meantime, hello everyone. Wait, why is there already bombs? I just started. There's just so many bombs. Hello everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome to class. Before we get into the classroom proper, how y'all doing? Let's say our hellos. I see y'all are trying to pull the fire alarm again. But let's see. Let's take a gander, right, at who's here. We got Gojikins and Ghosty. They were here before Seribot. Can you believe it? Before the hall monitor. Crazy business. And they got their stickers as well. And Matthew got their 18 months. Cool. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna mute. Alright, we're back. I was just catching up with Beans. But alright, so let's see. Where did we last leave off on? No, not more bombs! Dang it! This is my punishment. But yeah, so thank you again, Matthew, for the 18 months! Yahoo! And then Gojikins and Ghosty were surprising me. I'm glad I was looking at my phone at this exact moment. There you go. There you go. Do you think we can pull the fire alarm? It's funny, I was thinking like maybe I should actually have some kind of redeem where you guys pull the fire alarm. And it's just wee woo, and then like the whole place floods and you know, you know, the usual. The usual. Imagine leaving the window open and one of the viewers starts complaining about an echo! They're like, huh, I keep on hearing this teacher voice. It sounds exactly like this one teacher. I got more Omona hoodies, but have to wait for the hoodie weather to return. Yeah, it actually just started getting hot again. Like, this whole past week has been cold. Like, it was very cloudy. In some instances, it even, like, sprinkled just a teensy bit. And now we're back into, like, the 90-degree weather. So, yahoo! Yahoo! Julian, hello, you got your sticker. I can bomb to help get velocity. There you go. How are you guys? I've been doing good. You know what? At this point, let's go ahead and get to the classroom. I already started my whatchamacallit, my tracking. Let's get to the classroom. Yippee! You guys are eating the scenes. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's me, Babinka Bear, your local sun bear, an art history teacher, and educational streamer. And today we are doing some hand cam, some paw cam. Doing some POSCA markers. I'm gonna draw, well, I already drew monzaemon, but we're gonna color monzaemon. But let's go ahead and catch up on chat while I get some music going. Julian asked how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, just busy week. Busy, wait, what's going on with my Spotify? Why is it not, like, where's the, give me a second. Give me a second here. Why is it doing that? Oh, you know what? Let me play something. Let me play, let's play Ginger Root. There you go. And then how's it look? There you go. Okay. Loretta. I've been doing pretty good, yeah. So like the work week was pretty busy. I wouldn't say tough because it's just, you know, teaching and stuff. I did have to like fill in more at like the help out more at school sites, and the commutes were long as always. There's this place that I thought I couldn't bus to, and then it turns out I could bus to it. It's just that the commute was 3 hours long, so yeah. It was pretty tiring, even for like a short shift. It would be like, you know, that's a total of 6 hours of commuting. So it kind of tired me out. That's why I didn't end up doing Digi Mondays this week, because like I had a shift on Monday, and I was just like, I am too tired. I'm too brain dead right now to like really do anything. So I did have to cancel, but don't worry, Digi Mondays are gonna come back next week. And then after that is the hiatus, the long hiatus. So yeah, get enough Binka while you still can before she heads off to her travels. We're gonna get the fire alarm. Let's see. Perhaps one of these days Binka will add a surface to the fire alarm for us to try and land on. You can't prove that it's not just spray painted on the wall. Let's actually take a closer look at it, shall we? See? I know it looks like it's just painted on the wall, but it is an actual fire alarm, for all you know. Like, one of these days, maybe it'll actually look like a real fire alarm. Beeplebees, hello! Beans would appreciate us pulling the fire alarm. I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. Hi, teach. Hi, Beeplebees. You touched it? No, don't touch the fire alarm. You can't. You can't. We're doing a pre-stream mosh? Oh no. Eat fire alarm, no! Don't eat it, we need it. We need it for just in case the weather gets too hot. If it gets too hot, it could cause a fire. We're in a very dry region, you see. You guys are getting your stickers. Hug the fire alarm? And by hug, I mean pull? No. No. You guys are such a hazard. Speaking of. This is such a hazard. Teacher, can you ban a few people for a while? I need to have the best sticker collection. No! There will be no banning unless they're bots. And unless they're breaking the rules, the many class rules. Like 10 unique stickers and 8 million duplicates. One of these days, maybe during the Japan trip, I'll make some new stickers for you guys to enjoy. I have been thinking about it. Especially if I'm going to Offkai. I might want to print some physical stickers to give out to folks who recognize me, the bear, right? So that's a maybe. Oh no, my model is lagging again. It just keeps happening. It's fine for now. But if it lags again, it's PNGTuber time. Pulling the fire alarm could be the redeem to make the classroom flood. Ah, you're right. You're right. Oh no. Sprinkler bear, bring down the showers. Cute. Oh yeah, have you guys seen the stinger that George had made? Look, if you guys want to go over to the cub corner. Yum 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 yum. I love it so much. And then get back to the classroom. Yum 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 yum. Bless the rains down in California. Yeah, it's monzaemon. It's monzaemon. So today's project is I wanted to take a stab at, oh wait, you know what? I forgot to advertise my stream to the Digimon Discords. Okay, there we go. I wanted to make an attempt at making my very own Digimon TCG card sleeve. So like, it's when you have a card and you give it a sleeve. That's the best way I can explain it. It's literally just like a sleeve for the card for those who are unaware, even though I'm pretty sure many people are going to be aware. But I wanted to make an attempt at making my own. So I did measure out, you know, the width and the height that I would need. I actually can't move my... There we go. I think that's as much as you can see of my little mini canvas here. So yeah, I'm going to be doing it with POSCA markers because it's funny. I did attempt this digitally. I did like a little, I think I even have the sketch. I printed it out so that I could like try to replicate it on here, but then I went for a completely different composition altogether. So Here, this is what I did on Procreate, and then I just printed it out, and then I tried to like transfer it, and I was like, nah, actually I don't like this. So I did this on digitally. I did this on Procreate, but every time I tried to color it, I just like wasn't happy with the results. So I'm like, okay, why don't I just do it with traditional art with POSCA markers and see if I like how that turns out, right? So that's what we're gonna be doing for today. We're gonna see if it works, but if not, let's see. What's the link? Okay, wait. Let me catch up on chat. Matthew, if that's the link to make custom card sleeves, yes, I I am already aware. I am already aware. That's actually what inspired me to like give it a go. Is like, oh, I could just go to Dragon Shield and like, you know, put in my design and they'll send me my design. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm already aware. No worries about that. POSCA markers. Yes, exactly. I feel educated already. Cool. Get educated in color theory. Just teaching, she says, and terrible and anxious of public speaking. What's funny is I am too, but with teaching, you kind of get used to it. I still get nervous. Well, I get nervous if it's my first time doing like a certain piece of curriculum, and I get nervous if the teacher tells me ahead of time that, like, oh, this is a hard class. You know, that's always what gets me is when they're like, oh, this is a difficult class. You know, they're pretty rowdy. They're pretty rowdy. I always get nervous when they, like, I would have much rather the teacher just didn't tell me. and I kind of, like, figured it out on my own. But, yeah. Yeah. I still get the nerves. Teachers abandoning us, no! Zoom enhance. California weather. What do you mean is real? Is not budget cut? Mm-hmm. Did someone say ban? You guys summon the cats? Okay, it's a solid stinger. I know, I love it. I love it. We even have a stink cloud. No, it's a dust cloud. It's a dust cloud. If I recall, I think either Ultra Pro or Dragon Shield does. Yeah. So, it's Dragon Shield. That's the one that I want to check out. So, yeah, Folk, hello, welcome. Yeah, we're gonna be drawing some Digimon today. I've caught up on chat. I did it. So I think at this point we could go ahead and start actually markering up. I already did like some just so that I remember like where to mark my stuff. Yeah, we have monzaemon here being all cute with a little numemon on top of their head. So we'll just go ahead and get started with markering up. But yeah, other than that, I've been pretty good. I've just been tired. You know, that's the usual thing. I've just been tired, but I'm also there were some things that I wanted to like chat about because while in the evenings when Beans and I are tired from our respective work days, one thing that, well, he started playing Factorio and oh no, my model, it's not moving. There you go. Come on. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over to PNGTuber. The lag, it strikes again, unfortunately. Where's PNGTuber? I forgot that I said it so that I ascend. I keep forgetting that. Okay. PNGTuber is at the ready. There you go. She's gone. She's ascended. I've ascended to meet Pope Francis. We got a new pope today. Did you guys hear about that? I don't know why that came out like a Seinfeld bit where it's like, have you guys heard this? Do you know what this is all about? This is the same color? Yeah, this is the same color. Or is it? I can't tell. Because I have like a bunch of different yellows. So we're gonna find out if this is the same color or not. I'm starting to suspect that it's not, but that's okay. The Chicago Pope Oshi? Babinka's planet needs her. What's the deal with Leo what is he, the 15th? 14th? I think it was the 14th, right? Because I was like, I recognize XIV. That's Final Fantasy 14. Milky was in shambles? Yeah, I saw that she was streaming around that time. I wasn't able to tune in because that was work hours for me, but yeah, like I heard, you know, I saw the news. Funnily enough, where did you all first hear it? Because I know like there's like like Twitter accounts that were entirely dedicated to just like who the next pope is gonna be. I found, oh no, okay. Look at all that paint, that big glob. Let's see if I could spread it around. Loretta. Is this the Japanese version? Oh, it is the Japanese version. I forgot that there's a Japanese version of this song. So I first found out about the Pope from a family chat, and it's not even my like immediate family chat. It's like my it's my mom and like all of her siblings, so my aunts and uncles, and they're all like, I actually don't know if they're like devout or not. I actually have no idea if they are. Like it's one of those things where they like you know what, I might say something a little controversial. I'm like, it seems like they grew up Catholic, but I do wonder if they read the Bible, because some of their politics just feel very against what Big JC taught, you know. But you know what, I'm not gonna get too much into that. This isn't that kind of stream. But let me go ahead and catch up on chat. Azrael World, hello. Hello. Leo the 14th. So no Filipino Pope. What's even the point of getting a new Pope then? Oh man. Admittedly, I was also kind of hoping for the Filipino one. Not just because he's Filipino, but I also heard that he, you know, like similar politics to Pope Francis, you know, preaching of like the humanity of people, caring for one another. What a concept, right? Kale, hello, you got your sticker. Mook's Discord once I got home. Oh yeah, she has like a new Discord, right? She has two. I'm in one of them. So you saw it in Almontes' Discord in the memes. I see. The memes. Yeah, I just found out from like my family chat. And admittedly, I was a little disappointed. I was like, man, it's not the Filipino one, but it's okay. As long as his, Owen, hello. Hello, thank you for the raid. How you doing? How was the racing today? I was lurking for like a little bit while I was setting up, but how you doing? Sparkly Race Cat raid. Hello, Seishun. Hello, Miss Merc. Hello, Owen. Hello. Welcome. We are currently doing some traditional art, some POSCA markering, some PawCam, you know, where we're drawing a Digimon. We're drawing Monzaemon, my favorite little teddy bear. Well, he's not little, but you know what I mean. So if you guys wanna tune into that, feel free. If Owen and all the mechanics, if you all have to do some post-stream care, no worries, you know. Yeah, we were just chatting about the Pope. We have a new Pope, and he's the first Bear American. Ain't that something? Let me go back up in chat because I think Azrael was saying something. Y'all are talking about the new Pope. To be honest, I don't know. I think he could be a good one. I heard Francis like Leo. Yeah, I think like a good percentage of all of the popes, or not popes, a good percentage of all of the cardinals that were given the position by you know, like a good amount of them were given the position by Francis, you know. So it, you know, I feel like would be reasonable to think that like many of them would share kind of his certain parts of his theology, you know. So I'm hopeful, especially because like as much as I was like, oh man, I wish it were Tegel, the Filipino one. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Well, only time will tell, right? We watched the Pope presentation live at school during math. It was very heartwarming seeing so many happy people around the world. Yeah. That, you know what the equivalent of that was for me? I was in high school when Obama had his first term. And I remember I was a senior at the time, so I remember in our government class we actually wheeled out the TV. We wheeled out the TV and we watched the inauguration, and it was a very hopeful time. Emphasis on was. Anyway. So from there we got the raid. Hello, Raiders. Let's see. Chicago Pope. Yeah, I keep hearing about that. I keep hearing that, you know, the deep dish pizza and whatnot. Because, yeah, he's from Chicago. I think he's ethnically European, right? But he also spent a lot of time in Peru. So I feel like that also gives a little bit of similarity to Pope Francis, right? Because Pope Francis was the first Pope from the Americas, right? This new one, Pope Leo, is like the first one from North America, from the US, right? So I heard that he was also like Pope Leo also has a history of like giving a hoot about migrants, you know, the souls of the migrants. So you know, like I said, time will tell. We're gonna see. But for now, it's good that people are rejoicing as well. We're just talking about the new Pope and how the existence of Chicago Pope implies the existence of APA Pope and MLA Pope. We were not talking about that, but now we can. But now we can talk about it. I, for one, like Chicago Pope the most. MLA Pope and APA Pope, I don't know what all the hubbub is. I like Chicago. I like the footnotes, you know. I've yet to try a deep dish pizza though. If they have like vegan versions, I would be down to try it. I like this color for monzaemon. I found out because the orange was bragging about. Really? Well, yeah, that does seem pretty. That does seem pretty in character for the guy, you know. Hope that the new pope is as dope as Francis. I hope so too. You know, just someone that cares about people first of all. Someone that is like, I think one of the big moments that, you know, with Pope Francis's death, there was a lot of videos that were coming out about like just how good of a person he was, including this one kind of infamous moment where there was a young boy asking the Pope, my father was an atheist and he died, is he gonna go to hell or heaven? And the Pope, you know, like, there are a lot of people that might say if they were an atheist, he's gonna go to hell, right? And it's, you know, there's a chance that maybe Pope Francis did actually believe that. But if you're talking to a child, it's not just like saying lip service. It's not just like I guess saying what you're believing in, but it's also kind of like, how do I say this? It reminds me of like that class I took that I told you guys about, how I took a class about the Bible and the Bible as English literature. And our professor, who, like I said, very open-minded, super cool guy, was talking about the idea of death and funerals. He was talking about how like funerals and any kind of ritual about death and like the departed soul. Yeah, of course people are going to believe that like it's for the departed soul, right? But it's also as much for the living as it is for the dead, right? It's also a chance for the living to say their goodbyes to the recently deceased. And I don't know, I just think about that a lot because it's like when this kid is asking the Pope, is my dad going to go to heaven or hell? It's not necessarily for the soul of the dad, because it depends on what you believe in. It depends on if you believe in the concept of a soul, right? He's talking to a child. He's talking to a child, and it is as much for the child as it is for the soul of the father. So I think like what was cool about Francis is that he understood that. And he gave the response that like I said, not necessarily lip service, but it's what the child would have wanted to hear. And what would have given him the most comfort in the idea of like God. So yeah, not to get too much into religion, because I know that's a shaky subject, but you know that's just how it be. As an ex-Catholic, I have many thoughts on the church, but I'm fascinated by the structures and history and politicking. Yeah, me and my coworkers were just talking about that. How like, I feel like Christianity and Catholicism, it still has a lot of merit when it comes to personal worship. And I didn't grow up Catholic. Like, technically I did, or I was baptized and that's it. That's the extent of my Catholicism. They put the water on me as a cub and I was baptized and that's it. So, you know, and my parents occasionally, they were like, okay, we're gonna teach you how to pray. And I don't remember what they taught me. I don't remember how to pray, so that's the extent of it, but I just find it very interesting. But my coworkers and I were just talking about that. We were talking about this idea of like personal worship and how like, come on, I need the white to come out. I know you can't see it because it's white on white, but I can see it because of the shine. Or rather, I'm not seeing it, as in there's a lack of shine. And you know what? Let me catch up on chat. If Tagle got elected, the Philippines mentioned emo would become so powerful. It's true. I've never seen the Vatican before, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love their status on the top of architecture. Yeah, when it comes to, like, I don't know, religious architecture, I'm in love, you know? That's why I love Gothic architecture. I just think it's really cool. Like, I don't know, there's a lot to love about Gothic architecture specifically, or even church architecture as a whole, right? See, I was worried since usually the next pope tends to be the opposite of the previous pope, a backlash of sorts. Yeah, and you see that just in many things in life too. You know what? I think I need another white marker. This one ain't cutting it. It's not giving me the colors I need. I saw a video saying that it's not necessarily that like the pope is always the opposite. It's that they have a different focus. So like the video that I saw was like popes are sometimes meant to be either diplomatic or pastoral, meaning that diplomatic means that they're supposed to bring together like members of the Catholic world, you know, like different nations together, all that stuff. Or a pope can be pastoral, as in like he's being the leader of the people, right? And Pope Francis was more pastoral. He was more so being like the leader of the people than being like a diplomat. So rather than like looking for someone that is the opposite of that, this video was arguing that like rather than looking for someone that's opposite in terms of politics, they were looking for someone that would be more on the diplomatic side of things. Once again, this is all like conjecture theory, pope theory, if you will, and I know you will. I don't know if the new pope is going to be more diplomatic than pastoral. It once again, time will tell. Time will tell. But yeah, that's just what I saw in a video. Let's just hope for another good thing to happen this year. I can't take any more bad shenanigans happening. 2025 and beyond, yeah. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Not ready for another mental break. Offering him closure in a time of need mattered more than scripture. Shows his character well. Exactly, Miss Merck, exactly. Like, these topics of, like, funerals and, like, any kind of death ritual, they're for the living more than they are for the dead, right? I remember there was an image of a priest baptizing babies with a super soaker. That's me. Like, I want you to imagine, like, me in, like, some kind of, like, park. And there's, like, a park ranger with, like, a little, like, water gun. That's how I got baptized. I got baptized with a super soaker. There's your little bit of Binka lore for the day. Could you imagine if the Pope was like, no, lol, your dad's gonna go to hell, idiot. Dude, yeah, that's what, like, the comment section of, like, because this was one of the videos that I saw. It was one of the videos that I saw when Pope Francis had passed. And, like, it was just like, oh, remembering his memory, remembering some of his deeds throughout his life. And then I saw that video of, like, the kid asking the Pope Francis that. And, like, I didn't see the comment section, but one of the QRTs I saw, one of the quote retweets was something like, man, the like, comment section be kind of wildin'. They're really out here saying, like, yeah, your dad would've gone to hell. It's like, dang. Have some empathy. Have some gosh darn empathy. Yeehaw, partner. By the way, I am still watching. Did I ever tell you guys that I'm actively watching that 42-hour video essay on the Beverly Hillbillies? Did I mention that? If you guys don't know, there's a channel called Quentin Reviews. I actually was not much of like a watcher of his channel prior to this, but it's actually his dad. It's like a content creator, and it's his I guess he's on vacation, and while he was on vacation, his dad made a 42-hour video essay on the Beverly Hillbillies. And then as I'm watching it, I'm on hour, I don't know, I want to say 6 or something. It actually stops talking about the Beverly Hillbillies and goes into, like, do you guys know that there's, like, a whole, like, universe? There's, like, a whole, it's called the Henningverse. The guy who made, like, the Beverly Hillbillies, I think his last name was Henning or something. He has a whole bunch of other series, and it's a whole Henningverse. Did you guys know that? I know that now because I'm watching the 42-hour video essay. El Pastor Pope. Birria Pope. Oh, you're gonna make me hungry. Speaking of baptizing babies, it brought up where's the money Wazowski when I was like aggressively dunking the baby in water. That video is crazy. That one meme, my bad for grammar, I sort of forgot to check. No worries, no worries. I do my best with trying to like get the essence of what you were trying to say, and if I don't get it, feel free to correct me. But yeah, I got what you meant. The aggressively, is that like an orthodox thing? Because I feel like every time I see that, it's like a guy in like orthodox garments. But anyway, I'm gonna get the link to that 42-hour video essay in case you are at work or you just need something to be happening in the background. Beverly Hillbillies. I want to say I kind of grew up with the Beverly Hillbillies, but that would be lying. Give me a second. I'm at hour 6. I'm at 6 hours 43 minutes into this video essay. Let me go ahead and share. If you ever need something to do for 42 hours, there you go. I've gone to the point where he's not even talking about the Beverly Hillbillies. He's talking about a completely different show in the same universe called Petticoat Junction, and I'm kind of into it. I think it was on Nick at Night for a bit. Was it? I remember I thought it was one of those no, it was. For me, it was one of those shows that if you were sick from school and you didn't have cable, like that was the only thing that you could watch. It was that and the Andy Griffith Show and like Jerry Springer and Maury and and that was kind of it. Like if you did not have cable, like I'm talking like you didn't have Cartoon Network, you didn't have Nickelodeon, you had like up to channel 20 and that's it, you know? Like you could watch The Simpsons, you could watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and that was kind of it. That was like, and then like if God forbid you were sick from school, yeah, all there would be is like Jerry Springer, the Maury Show, You Are the Father, you know, Montel. I don't know if I even tried to watch Oprah. I feel like it was too like I didn't get any of the concepts. Like it was too big kid for me. As if Jerry Springer and Maury weren't too, you know what? It's cause it was kind of trashy. It's cause Jerry Springer and Maury were kind of trashy that I feel like a kid could understand it. But once you got to like Oprah and Montel, then it was like, it's like, oh, they're getting into some deeper topics that I cannot understand as a child. And then before that, then you would have like the Andy Griffith Show with the whistling in the opening theme. You had the Beverly Hillbillies. They also had their opening theme. But I would be lying if I said that I grew up on the Beverly Hillbillies. I just remember the opening, and that's kind of like the extent of it. What I really grew up on, one piece of like really retro, like really old like television that I do remember growing up on was I Love Lucy. Like I remember I loved Lucy. I did in fact love Lucy. Like, Ricky. Lucy, I'm home. So I don't remember as much from I Love Lucy, but I remember like adoring it. I remember adoring it so much as a kid. My teacher was not only watching the Love News on YouTube on the Pope presentation, but she also watched the TikTok reading the live comments. One of them was like, "Is it LeBron James?" LeBron James. I remember watching a lot of Bob Ross because all I can paint now is trees. Happy trees. Paint a little friend. Y'all had Simpsons and Yu-Gi-Oh! The only thing I had without cable was TVO Kids. It was edutainment or death, which, to be honest, did get tiring after a while, but it did give a passion for learning and science, so I can't complain. Yeah! I think that's a net positive in my book. I think it's a good thing, as Martha Stewart, who I also didn't grow up watching, would say. It's a good thing. Because, yeah, like I said, I had Yu-Gi-Oh! And Simpsons, but that was only during certain hours. For the other hours, it was, like, the absolute, like, trashiest, like, stuff that you can imagine. Alright, we're gonna do monzaemon's big ol' red eyes, black dragon. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! I play red eyes, black dragon. Baby dragon! I wanted to give monzaemon these big old doleful eyes. He needs a little red eye. I Love Lucy was such a good show. I miss it. Like I said, there were certain things that I do remember from when I was a kid. Like when Lucy was pregnant, like when she was pregnant IRL, but back then because of like TV standards, they couldn't actively show her being pregnant, right? Like she had to constantly be like behind a couch or like hiding, like wearing like a baggy dress. And then eventually her son was born. Was it Ricky Jr.? Little Ricky. It was Little Ricky, right? And of course there's the infamous like chocolate scene, right? Which I found out like apparently I didn't grow up on Drake and Josh, but did they copy that? Like the whole sequence where it's like Lucy and Ethel, like they're at a chocolate factory and there's like chocolates on a conveyor belt. And then like they just have to wrap it, but then it starts like getting faster and faster and eventually they can't wrap it in time. So like Lucy just starts eating them. Is it true for those that did grow up on like Drake and Josh or whatever? Did they copy that? Did they do the same thing? Because if so, like how flabbergasted I would be. I have sort of crazy story from my school actually, if you don't mind me telling. It's just really funny to me. Like sure, go for it. Just you know, the usual rules apply. Just don't say anything that might potentially dox yourself, but you know, feel free. Green Acres was a good one. Love me some Eva Gabor. Oh my gosh. It's a deep cut there. But yeah, like I remember I really liked I Love Lucy. Beverly Hillbillies I occasionally caught, but I'm realizing as I'm watching this 42-hour video essay that I didn't know the plot as well as I thought I did. Because like because it's like there's all these characterizations that I just wasn't aware of, you know? Alright, we got the eyes, we got the body, we got the white parts. I think one of the last things I'm gonna do is the outline, but I do also want to do some shading. And then we also have a little Numemon. There's a little Numemon on top. Yeah, so there's that. You know what? I think I've just been in like a retro mood lately because it's funny. Dia Nork had sent me there's this one YouTuber who started uploading a whole bunch of like Toonami stuff. Like if you guys you know, we're talking about nostalgic stuff here. Toonami, this like for those youngins or those who didn't know about it, I wasn't sure if it was like region locked or not. Toonami was this like block of shows on Cartoon Network that would like play right after kiddos got out of school, right? And they would play stuff like anime, but sometimes it would also be Western shows. So they would play things like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, what else? Yu Yu Hakusho, right? You can still hear the Toonami intro. Well, you're in luck, Miss Merc, because someone actually uploaded a whole bunch of videos of this section of Toonami called Rising Sun. It was played on Saturday mornings, right? Toonami itself usually was like on weekdays, but right after school, like from like 3 to 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., something like that. And then I think they would play like the normal Cartoon Network shows like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, and then they would go to Adult Swim, right? But Toonami had all these Japanese shows and they had really good bumpers or really good like promos for certain shows. Like they were specially made for that show and they always hyped up the show really, really well. So someone made like a compilation of that and it's pretty cool. And it got me back into this one show that I forgot I was like super into as like a preteen. How many of y'all remember Tenchi Muyo? Do y'all remember Tenchi Muyo? The anime? A harem anime? I forgot how, like, interesting the sci-fi world building was. Right? Like, yeah, it's funny because, like, me and Beans were, like, watching it. Or he was playing Factorio and, like, listening in the background. I was actively watching it. And, like, there was one of those promos I was talking about, like, space pirates and cat ships and space princesses, and then it would show like scenes from the show with like all them using like beam swords and stuff, and it's really sci-fi. Like the sci-fi world building is so good in Tenchi Muyo. And then Beans and I were talking and it was like, oh, he didn't watch it because it was like a harem anime essentially. And I don't like, usually like a harem anime I would roll my eyes at it. I would be like boring, you know. But I'm realizing, like, as a preteen, because I didn't have that much experience with archetypes and like tropes yet, I do remember watching Love Hina. I watched Love Hina, I watched Tenchi Muyo, but I think, like, even as an adult that does roll their eyes at like harem shows nowadays, Tenchi Muyo I feel like still kind of holds up, like, especially with the sci-fi. Like, come on, Ryo-Oki, like, if you guys aren't familiar with Tenchi Muyo, basically it's it is a harem anime, so it's one guy with like a bunch of girls, but like all of them are in some way like sci-fi related. So one of them is a space pirate, one of them is a princess from another planet, another one is like a mad scientist, and another one is like a little sister figure, and then two of them are like space police. So really cool tropes overall. But just the world, the sci-fi like aspect of it is really cool because it's a mix of like, it's almost like neo-Japanese like sci-fi, you know? It's kind of, and it's funny because we were making comparisons to Outlaw Star, which is another show that aired around that same time, but their aesthetic is way more Taoist Chinese. But it still has like that same idea of like, oh, there's space pirates and like there's intergalactic travel and stuff like that. So it just didn't have like the harem stuff. It was more of a straightforward sci-fi. But like Tenchi Muyo I remember liking as a kid because it had so many female characters. But like now I'm remembering like some of the really cool aspects of the show, like Ryo-Oki, the cat rabbit that was also a spaceship, you know? All right, let me scroll up. I'm missing out on a lot of messages. Because I be yapping. I think Lucille Ball was also classically trained clown as well. She did a wonderful bit with Harpo Marx. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Like, she's hilarious. Like, I love Lucy. I'm just gonna say it. I love Lucy. I can still hear the Toonami intro. I feel a little bad because it's kind of chat flooding, but it's a short story. Yeah, feel free. My first harem, the animation on the OVA was so good. Yeah, that was one thing that I didn't understand as a kid, right? Of like, Tenchi, like, there were 3 different series, right? There's like Tenchi in Tokyo, Tenchi Universe, and Tenchi Muyo, and one of them is an OVA, right? And I remember, like, you get through, I think it's the OVA, and then Toonami would air the next Tenchi, like, series. But, like, they didn't really differentiate the two through their promos, so it would go from like the end of a character arc, or the end of an arc, basically, in Tenchi Muyo, and then it would go into like the OVA or like another series, and it'd be like, oh, Tenchi's meeting these characters again, but in a different context, and he doesn't know who they are. And I remember as a preteen being like so confused, being like, wait, they met each other before. Why are they meeting each other again? You know? Until eventually, like, you figure out that, like, oh, I guess this is a different continuity, a different universe. So, Kyo, hello, welcome. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Thank you for the raid. We are talking about Toonami. We're talking about Tenchi Muyo. We're talking about nostalgic things as we draw a cute little monzaemon, a cute little teddy bear. How you doing? Thanks for the raid. Let me scroll down and see what you were doing. You're streaming art. Yo, what were you arting up? I'm curious. Let me know. And if you need to do any post-stream care, you know, no worries at all, but we're gonna be yapping. I'm catching up on chat, so I might take a while before I get to your messages, but hello. The VHS DVD swaps. Yo, my very first, I think, anime movie DVD was Tenchi Muyo Daughter of Darkness. It was like the second movie. I remember so much from that. Like, it was one of those like DVDs that I would watch on repeat. And I remember I think it was the first DVD I ever owned, period. So, Ryoko learned some things about myself. Yes, dude. Oh my gosh, Ryoko is I love her as a character. Me at 12. Wow, cute girls. The OVA holds up. All the 90s stuff holds up. Yeah, I agree. Cat spaceship. I gotta wake up early tomorrow, so I need to go to sleep. Bye-bye. And bye-bye, I mean fall asleep with stream in the background for those sweet, sweet channel points. Aw, thank you, beeplebees. I hope you get a good nappy, a good sleep. And thanks for stopping by. Al-Lasar was still kind of harem, in my opinion. Oh, Lamau. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about it, but you're right. Because it's like Melfina, it's the cat girl, Aisha Clan, Suzuka, right? Wait, you're right. It did kind of had it did have kind of a different vibe. I think that's why I forgot that it was a harem. Yeah, Aisha Clan of the Katarl. You guys remember that episode where she just like straight up turns into like a puma or something? I still remember. Hello, Fugobi. Hello, welcome. Welcome to class. I still remember watching 4Kids Spider Rider, listen to the intro, and it's still good. Yeah, there's so much from the 90s that holds up. Like, have y'all ever actually watched Metabots? Because I remember dismissing Metabots because, like, you know, as a kid, I was all into, like, not into it, but I was one of those kids that, like, adhere to gender roles. So I was like, that's a boys cartoon. I'm not gonna watch a boys cartoon. And I also kind of wrote it off even in my 20s because I thought I didn't like the style. I didn't like the art style, but it wasn't until I think I saw a Mother's Basement video with clips from Metabots that I realized, like, oh my god, the animation is amazing. Like, have y'all ever actually watched like a piece of animation from Metabots? It's so smooth. And the style is like relatively simplistic so that they can animate it properly. Or they can animate it a little bit more easily. They can put in some more of that sakuga, those fluid movements, right? So, like, it holds up. It holds up really good. Yap. Yeah, I always be yapping. Yap, Sudan. Okay, let me go ahead and read Azrael's story. So, again, in math class where I serve lunch detention sometimes, we have these little buttons near the door that call the office for emergencies. This one kid came in, standing there, staring at it for like 5 minutes straight, then pushed it. Oh no, they let the intrusive thoughts win. The lady on the call spoke. Hello, is there an emergency? No answer. She asked again. The kid said no, like as if it was the most stupidest question he'd ever heard in his life. And my teacher turned around and she was like, who the hell are you? Huh? Dang, I kind of miss the randomness of school sometimes, but only sometimes. It's good that you guys have an emergency line. That is a good thing to have, but that's pretty, like, that's so random. Cool, we caught up to the point where Kyo had raided. Dude, I literally emailed Cartoon Network asking them what the deal was, and then they updated their FAQ. Oh, yeah, about like the whole Tenchi Muyo thing, right? Of just like, yo, what happened? Why is it suddenly a completely different continuity, right? I tried to art, but too tired. Need to sleep. Get some rest, Kyo. Get some rest. I appreciate the raid. Thank you. Yeah, get the good eeps. I got started on an acid for Casper. Nice. Yo, Mega Bronson. Hello, welcome. Wasn't my thing, but I remember it. Metabots. Metabots goes hard. Yeah, like, it reminds me, like, it kind of has, I don't know, people who know better can correct me if I'm wrong, but the formula of it, of like people having a like partner that they used to battle, well, you know, very Pokemon, Digimon, etc., very Beyblade, but also Zatch Bell is another one that, like, it feels very similar in that way. And I remember that there's apparently a follow-up to Zatch Bell where they're like grown up, because I always thought Zatch and those other like little dudes, I thought they were puppets. I thought they were like, I don't know, there was something about their design that I thought they were puppets, and then when I found out that they like grow up, I'm like, oh, they're just they're just people. They're just people from another world. Wasn't there ties between Metabots and Trigger? Yeah, I think so. If I think it was probably a Mother's Basement video that talks about it, but I think while Metabots wasn't made by Studio Trigger, I think a lot of the people that animated Metabots went on to become part of Studio Trigger. Because I think they're part of Gainax, because they made like Gurren Lagann, and then that whole crew became Studio Trigger, right? I don't know. Someone feel free to correct me. Feel free. I didn't have the cable, so I missed so much cool cartoons. Yeah, I didn't have it either for like a while. It wasn't until like maybe middle school that I actually had cable. But yeah, and also like I think it's also like a regional thing, because you're French, right? Like, or you're from. Yeah, I don't know too well, but you might have had your own like cartoons that you might have grown up with. The fact that the same kid came back yesterday too, and he announced himself saying, "Hey, I was the kid who pushed that button. No apologies, no reason." He just came back and then left barely a minute later. Yeah, I feel like that's some of the stuff that I see too whenever I visit a school site. Sometimes like we have random kids that will visit, and we kind of have to shoo them out, you know. We would love to let them in on like the art project and stuff, but we don't know if these kids are like ditching. We don't know what's going on. So for safety reasons, we usually gotta like tell them like, yo, you gotta get to the office, my man. There's also Cubics. You know what's funny about Cubics, Fugubi? Me and my partner Beans were talking about it. We didn't really watch Cubics that much. The only time we watched Cubics was by accident, and it was because we were too early to watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I remember tuning into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Saturday mornings for the new episodes, right? I'm gonna try to do some shading. I remember like waking up super early to watch the new episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then if I was too early, then it would be on Cubics, and I would be like, like, man, I guess I'm too early. It wasn't my thing personally, but you know, it's probably like a very core part of certain folks' you know, memories. I will always remember the episode where he swaps his arm and hides it under his scarf to trick the enemy from Metabots. You got it. Lots of animators left guy next to make trigger. Ah, cool. The Rocket Trails animation had no business being so cool. Good morning. Wait, it's not morning. Good evening, George. Guess who has been rewatching Tamers? Yo, dude, Tamers is so good. Wait, I actually need a reference for, I actually took the legs as a reference from a TCG card. I think it was, monzaemon X? Antibody? Tamers is so good. I can't wait to, like, watch that with y'all. This year, I'm gonna try to fit it in somehow because I am going on vacation, so our watch-along, we're gonna have to think about when we could do our watch-along, but we're gonna be doing Digimon Adventure 02, which is the follow-up to Digimon Adventure 1999. But next year, maybe, we might do Digimon Tamers, because Tamers is one of my favorites, hands down. Okay, I need this reference. Okay, so, you know what? Maybe light is coming from this direction, so it would make sense to have the shading like this. I remember initially being like, oh man, Tamers isn't in the same continuity, it's not in the same world. What happened to our favorites, right? But it held up pretty well on its own, I must say. Dang, shading is not my forte, so we're gonna find out how good and or not good this is gonna turn out. You know what? It's starting to get dark, so I'm gonna put on the light. Ah, I'm sorry. I should have warned you guys. I'm sorry if you guys got flashbanged. Lower the light a little. There we go. You have some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff? Oh, cool. That's fair. A bit of animation did freak me out at times. Yeah. Like, you know what? Because Cubics was 3D, right? It just reminds me of how Reboot came out around that same time, a little bit earlier. I remember that freaked me out as a kid. I did not want to watch Reboot at all. Whenever like I saw the opening, I like changed the channel so fast. Because I think it was specifically one villainess whose face is a mask. She freaked me out. Like I couldn't handle it as a kid. It was too much for me. I was a little scaredy bear. Mika, what's your opinion on the new Pokemon episodes without Ash with the new characters if you haven't watched them yet? I'm not too much, well, like, I like Pokemon. I played the game since I was a kiddo, right? Like, you know, all the way from like Gen 1, all that kind of stuff. But I haven't really been keeping up with it lately, if I'm being honest. I do think that it was time to retire Ash as a character. Like, or just the concept that he, like, didn't age, you know? Like, I think it was about time that he, like, for one, left, and for two, aged. Because, like, he's been 10 for, like, over 30 years, right? So, like, he's been 10. It's like the Twilight joke. It's like, how long have you been 10 for? Like, it's like, bro needs to age out already. So I think it was refreshing that they did change the protagonist. And I think around the time that he left, the animation quality also got like a lot better, right? Oh, we already have an ad break. We have an ad break coming up. Let's see. They just beat the horse and Immon is having a rough time. Yo, you got to the Devas. I love the Devas. If only Immon had tamers to help him Digivolve. Don't spoil it. There's some folks in the chat that haven't gotten to that part of Digimon yet. Don't spoil it. Okay, I haven't caught up on chat. I'm gonna catch up once the ad break is done, but we're gonna go ahead and move things over to the cup corner. So how about this? I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm gonna get something to munch on, and then I'll see you guys after the ad break. But for now, have a good ad break. Don't eat anything. I mean, eat anything if you must, but don't eat the books. We need those books. No, not the bomb. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. We're back. The last thing that I read on chat was Owen saying hexadecimal, and at first I was like, well, what does that mean? And I realized we were talking about Reboot, and that's the name of the villainess. And I googled her, and yes, as I am now, as an adult bear, now that I see her, I'm like, okay, wood. But as a kid, though, she was terrifying. She was terrifying. But if you Google her now, it's like, yeah. I could see it. I could see it. And then Fugubi said, Tamers gave me two of my favorite Digimon. Terriermon and Lopmon. I love the twins. I love the twins so much. They're so cute. They're so adorable. I love their evolution lines. I remember when the movie first came out, as a kid, I was like obsessed with like Lopmon's evolutionary line. Like I think this was before they introduced was it Turielmon? There's like another Lopmon evolution, right? So like before, the only evolution line that I knew was the one from the movie, which was Wendigomon, Antilamon, and then Cherubimon. So I think they introduced like a new one called like Turielmon or something like that, where it looks more like a proper evolution for Lopmon. I remember being like, whoa, fascinated. I forgot that in the comics there was no cards for a long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it starts out as like a... It's interesting. It's interesting because like Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga starts out not as like a card game anime. It's just like a general like a kid is possessed, a kid who is obsessed with like games, right? Like tabletop games, gets possessed by an evil spirit. And it was supposed to be like a straight up horror with like a different game every chapter, until eventually like when it came to duel monsters, before Kazuki Takahashi even like established rules for the game, it ended up being a big hit, and they decided to kind of pivot and just center on duel monsters. So but yeah, if you read like the early chapters, like Yami Yugi is definitely more evil, which is pretty cool. Which like I would have loved to see the continuation of that. And you do see like sprinkles of it here and there, even when it gets into like duel monsters stuff. Like that whole duel where he said Okaiba's like, if you win this duel, I'm gonna jump off this building. Like, and Yami Yugi's just like, okay. It has to be Yugi. It has to be Yugi being like, no, like we can't do that. And Yami Yugi's just like so down. He's like, okay. Like, yeah, whatever, sure. Go jump off the building. See if I care. You see like little inklings of it, which I think is pretty cool. Based Yami Yugi. I'm gonna head out. Our contest is tomorrow for me, but have a good night. It was fun talking again. Yeah, same. Thanks for stopping by, Azrael. Thank you. And I'm gonna see if I can read this last comment that you left. The theories on why Ash doesn't age is crazy because he's been dead all along. Yeah, I remember seeing those back in the MySpace days. But Azrael, I hope you have a good rest. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. 30-year-old teenager Ash Ketchum. Cool transition, not biased. It is a cool transition. Watch this. Yum 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 yum. Yum yum. I did add a little bit during the break, just a teensy bit. Can we eat pancakes? No, not Mr. Pancakes. You can eat pancakes, the dessert, right? The breakfast dessert. But you can't eat Mr. Pancakes. He's a valued member of the community. Who did that? Wow. Yeah, I saw you guys throwing things, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to like, you know, change the actually I forgot to do it again. I need to change the where the source lands. There we go. So that you're not just hitting air. There you go. Let's see. Hex, she rocks. Ryoko did things for Miss Merc. Hexadecimal did things to my friends. I could see it. Her voice is so iconic. Is she voiced by Barbara Goodson? Is she like Barbara Goodson voiced quite a... You know what? I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look up who voiced her. Okay, so I never watched Reboot. Is the world really called Los Angeles? No, Lost Angles. Is that supposed to be LA? Is that supposed to be Los Vincos? That's crazy. That's wild. Oh, she's not voiced by Barbara Goodson. She's voiced by Shirley Milner. Who does she voice anything else? Clash of the Titans. Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. It's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand. Let's all go to Dragonland. Wendigumon, no. Wendigumon. When are we starting the summer Digimon watch along? So it's gonna have to be after I come back from my Japan trip. So it's gonna be probably okay. So here's kind of the conundrum. I have my Japan trip coming up. Almost immediately after that is Offkai. so I'm gonna be like back from my break, and then I'm not, and then I'm gonna have to go on like a short break once again. So, I didn't intentionally plan it that way, but it was like, you know what, might as well have a good like long break, right? So it's, you know what, it's probably gonna be after Offkai. I'll say that it's gonna be after Offkai. So maybe mid-June. So that means that we might start getting a little bit into early fall. So yeah, the watch along might go into early fall, like mid-June to early fall. But we'll see. Yami would be the type of guy to say, "Do a flip to Kaiba." If you win this duel, Yugi, I will jump off this castle. Yami's just like, do a flip. Los Angeles is her zone. Ah. So you're gonna be at Offkai? Yeah, I've only mentioned it here and there. I've kept it kind of on the down low, but I will be going to Offkai. So I am down to meet with people. But it's taking me quite a bit to just muster up the courage to be like, hey, everyone, I'm gonna be at Offkai. Let me do some of the shading for the feet, for the footsies. Yeah, I will be there. If anyone else is gonna be there, let me know. I would love to meet up with folks. Beans is coming with me, by the way. Beans is gonna be coming with me to San Jose. Or how would you verify the name San Jose? To Northern California. He's coming with me. But like I said, it is gonna be shortly after our like Japan trip, so hopefully we won't still be jet lagged by that point. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. I needed to get more paint out of this marker. There we go. Now there's some like actual shading happening. Teach gonna be gone. Yeah, I'm gonna be on I haven't formally like announced it yet, but I have mentioned it on stream, but I will be going on hiatus starting end of next week. I did, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys that I wanted to stream specifically on May 16th because I found out that's gonna be World Sun Bear Day. If I didn't already make my birthday like close to my IRL birthday, my flesh Sona birthday, I would have made that my birthday. But I think it's actually a good thing that I didn't because I actually will not be able to stream that day. Yeah, I won't say the reason just yet. It's for a special event for a family member, basically. But I want to just say it like after the fact. But man, I was looking forward to it. That was actually going to be my last stream before my hiatus, but I've opted instead to I'm going to do the Saturday morning after. So yeah, Saturday morning, May 17th will be my last stream, and then I'm going to go on a little bit of a hiatus. But I do have something planned for you guys. I do have something planned so that we could still do some community stuff together. I'm gonna be basically I want to make a doodle challenge. I want to make like an art challenge, one of those like, you know, those like Inktober challenges. I want to do something like that, but I want to make it as like easygoing, chill, low stakes as possible so that people don't get intimidated. Because I know from experience that those kinds of challenges are pretty hard to do. To draw something like every single day, right? So I want it to be something low stakes, like something that people can be consistent with. But you don't have to like do this huge like project, right? It could literally just be like a 5 to 10 minute doodle. Even 10 minutes might actually be pushing it. Like 5 to like 7 minute doodle, right? So I'm still planning that. So I'm gonna say we'll see. Meetups are my ish. We will have fun. Yeah, it's next month. I'm a coward and did not commit to going to Offkai. It's okay. There'll be other opportunities. Saint Rar say instead of San Jose. Okay, how do I do the shading? Actually, I think I'm gonna do the same trick I did when I did Gabumon and Psychmon. I'm just gonna fill all of this in with this color, and then I'm just gonna do white over it, and then we'll see if that gives us the desired effect. So at this point it's gonna be okay if it's a little messy, because the white is actually like too white. It's like a little too stark white. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, which means I could yap with you guys a little bit more. Yeah, what were we talking about? We talked about a whole bunch of things. Oh yeah, Tenchi Muyo! So Tenchi Muyo, the world building I think is pretty neat, because I keep saying world building, but it's just more of like the unique sci-fi aspects. So like I'll like summarize a few things for those who are like unfamiliar with Tenchi Muyo, but basically there's this guy, he all of a sudden a space pirate. I actually don't remember the first episode because the Toonami videos that I've been watching, it actually starts on episode 2. Even though it's like they do it like week by week. It's like week 1 is like the first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho and like the first episode of Gundam and the Gundam Wing and all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, the second episode of Tenchi Muyo, so I actually don't remember how the first episode goes. But in the second episode, we see a space princess who is chasing a space pirate, and she ends up in, of course, 90s Japan, as one does. And long story short, like their ships crash. So the space princess and the space pirate end up living with this. How old even is Tenchi? Is he like 16, 14, something like that? He's a teenager. So they live with him, and then eventually there's like more of a cast of characters. There's like space police and stuff like that. But there was a cool thing of like specifically the space pirate, her ship is also a cat rabbit. And the name of the ship was Ryo-Oki. It was really cute because when it's not a ship, it's just a little cat rabbit and it meows and stuff. But even when it is a spaceship, it meows. So you just see this huge like spaceship and it's just like meow. But it's so huge, so there's like an echo. It's like meow, wow, wow, wow. And then yeah, one of my, I need to go back to and rewatch to get the old Doki Doki Heart Melty shipping feels again. Yeah, because I actually don't know what like does Tenchi actually end up with like any one person, or like a Love Hina situation, or is it that he just ends up with all of them? You know, because I think that's how Love Hina ended, is that he eventually does end up with like the girl that everyone assumes he's gonna end up with, right? Like wow, 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 yeah. Whoop, whoop. I know, I accidentally ended up sounding like Pac-Man. Yeah, Love Hina was also like one of those animes that like I watched as a kiddo. But that one I would say was more against my will. Like, I mean, not to sound dramatic, but basically there was a guy in middle school who like, maybe he's changed since then, but I just remember he had like a fat crush on me, and I don't know, we just ended up getting like, we were never in a relationship, but when I describe it, I would say that it was kind of like a I don't know, like he was really into me and I just was not. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, and like creepy weeb vibes. But it was also like he was 1 year older than me. It's like when he was when I was like a 6th grader, he was a 7th grader. And it was one of those things where like when a guy finds out that like, oh my god, you like anime? You like anime? Then suddenly he became interested in me, and then like, but it was also this thing because he was also Filipino, that it was like, oh, you know, like I can be like your big brother. Like, that's like where it gets like, it got like, and the thing is, it's kind of like a running gag in the Filipino community, because there's always that one dude that's like, oh, call me kuya. Like kuya is like the Filipino word for like big brother, and it's just like their way of trying to like inch their way into your social circle, into your like your circle essentially. Idol, hello. Sorry, you came in when I was talking about like creepy weeb vibes, but yeah, you like anime, we should date. For freaking real. So yeah, it was essentially like that. Like he started to like, when like after the umpteenth time that I like turned him down, then he thought like, oh, how about instead we just be like a brother sister like kind of relationship. And even that was like too much for me, but at the same time I grew up being very like non-confrontational, right? So like I didn't have it in me to just be like, no, like get away from me. So I like, we just had this like relationship of like, you know, I was very well aware that he had a thing for me, but I also didn't have the courage to just be like, F off. Like, and like I said, very possible that, you know, maybe he's like changed his tune since then, you know, but I just like, that was such a like a core part of my middle school days that it's hard to get past it. But because of that person, I think I mentioned this guy before, because he's also the reason why like there's certain media that I can't get into, because I remember that he was into it, you know. And one of them was like Macross, I think Frontier, he was like really into it. And like no matter how much people like recommend it to me, I'm just like, I associate it too much with him. How did I get into this? Oh yeah, so the reason why I got into this topic is because back when we were in middle school together, we also took the same bus. We took the same like school bus together, and occasionally he would like let me read like manga that he had. He would let me listen to like his it wasn't an iPod, it was like a MP3 player. And it wasn't a Zune, it was like something that was neither a Zune nor an iPod. But I remember I would listen to like anime openings while we were like on the bus. And one of the manga that he would let me read was Love Hina, because he was really into it. He like, at least like to me, it seemed like he would self-insert as the main guy. Was his name like Keitaro or something like that? And well, he never, I think, explicitly said that he would self-insert, but like I just got the vibe, right? I just got the vibe that he would self-insert as Keitaro. The newer Macross stuff isn't like the older stuff anyway, but if you want to watch Macross Plus, yeah, I know you recommended it to me, right? Keitaro, yeah, Urashima. How did I get into this? So anyway, I don't like tote bags. Shiopi, hello, welcome. I'm talking about my middle school trauma. Yahoo! Now, more so like middle school, like anime, and then like my personal connections to them, right? As we draw a little bear. Need more paint. There we go. But because of that, I do remember reading Love Hina. I do remember some of the story beats, some of the characters. I do remember there was a brown skin gal who was from a country that was not they never like, or was it a fictional country? It was a fictional country, right? But it was like there were a lot of motifs that were very related to like Hinduism or like Indian, South Asian culture, right? I'm doing a movie night tomorrow, not to advertise. Yeah, feel free to advertise. Feel free. I remember Love Hina was one of the first anime I watched. Yeah, I feel like that is definitely one of like a lot of people's first times, right? I think my first anime period was probably Sailor Moon. And then from there, like DBZ, Digimon, stuff like that. Oh man, I even like, because I was watching that Toonami video, I started getting memories of like, because Dragon Ball Z was on the menu, right? It was on the Toonamis. I started getting this like core memory I had of me and my dad, because my dad also likes anime. He doesn't watch it as much nowadays, but you know, growing up he was always into anime as well. I remember asking him as a kid, like, did you watch anime when you were little? And he'd be like, yeah, I watched one called, I thought it was Voltron. It wasn't Voltron, it's Voltes 5. He watched an anime called Voltes 5 and told me about it. But I remember he was also into DBZ, or he still is into like Dragon Ball. I've talked about this a lot. He's kind of like the bigger DBZ fan than I am, like, by like a mile, by like a lot. He can name all the characters, right? Some of the details might be a little foggy. Like I might outdo him in some of the details of DBZ, but like in general, he's the bigger he's the bigger Dragon Ball fan. Where was I going with it? We would also watch Digimon together. So like one reason why I really like Digimon Tamers is not just because of the story, but because I have this core memory of watching Tamers with my dad. I remember like we were like without spoiling too much, we were like near the end of the series, and there were like a whole bunch of like really wild plot things that were happening, and I remember he was just excited as I was to watch the new episode, to be like, we gotta find out what happens to that Digimon. We like gotta find out what happens. And the core memory that I have with my dad is the first time Goku becomes Super Saiyan. I remember just like, one of my main thoughts was like, wow, they really killed off Krillin. Like, that's crazy. And mind you, I didn't watch Dragon Ball. I actually never watched Dragon Ball. They definitely dubbed Dragon Ball, but I don't know if they ever put it on Toonami, but I grew up mostly on Dragon Ball Z and GT. And I just remember, like, this was the first time that I recall, like, Krillin dying. I think he probably died earlier in DBZ and was revived. But, like, I just remember, like, the visceral, like, oh, yeah, Krillin's dead. Like, Krillin's freaking dead. And, like, seeing Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time was, like, such a hype moment for me and my dad. It was just like, whoa, what the heck? Like, his hair is blonde. And I remember being excited for it because in the opening for DBZ, the Dragon, Rock the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z, they show Super Saiyan mode. They showed early on. We watched the Rock the Dragon opening like last night, me and Beans, and I realized like they spoiled Trunks pretty early on. Like he's been in the opening since the very beginning. But Beans brought up a good point that like, oh yeah, we're not gonna know who that is, right? Like there's no context for who that is. You're not gonna know that it's like the son of Vegeta, right? He's just like a dude. So it's like, oh, fair point. Like you don't know that it's a spoiler until you get to that point. I think my intro into anime was a friend brought Escaflowne fan subs over from a VHS DVD swap. Oh, I never watched it, but I think, was it on like Kids WB for a while, like censored? Right, it has like really pretty animation, right? They did do Dragon Ball later on Toonami. Yeah, you know what? I do remember that, but I still, it's what's funny is I didn't grow up watching it, but I remember having a anime magazine, or it might have been a Dragon Ball Z magazine. It might have been entirely dedicated to Dragon Ball Z, and at the very end was a list of literally every single character in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I remember reading it front to back, like cover to cover. I just read like that entire magazine multiple times. It's like one of those things that like you gotta use the toilet, time to bring out the magazine, you know? Like, so I like read the heck out of that magazine, and I remember reading each and every character, right? And even though I didn't watch Dragon Ball, I knew the names of the characters. Like I know that Piccolo has siblings like Tambourine and flute or some other like musical instrument, right? Tambourine is one of them, right? I know that there's a character that is like there's like a ghost, right? Or wait, is there a ghost? There's also the Red Ribbon Army, you know, stuff like that. So even though I didn't watch the series, I knew some of the characters. And I know that like at one point like Chaozu and Tien they were villains, or not villains, but they were like antagonists. They were like opposite Goku and Krillin, right? And Tien was definitely more of like a like more of a dastardly character, right? They killed the majestic space duck. I didn't watch Escaflowne. I don't know anything about the space duck unless you're referring to something else. I'm getting spoiled so hard on Zeta Gundam next episode previews now. I'm refusing to watch them. Dude, oh my gosh, dude, episode previews and even like the titles of the next episode. Dragon Ball Z is probably one of the worst offenders in that regard. Like, there's an episode that had me and Beans like dying. Cause it's like by this point we had grown up watching DBZ, right? But we decided to watch, I think, Kai. It was DBZ Kai. It's the version that is like a little bit more abridged and a little bit more concise. And it's at the end of the Saiyan arc. No. It's the beginning of the Saiyan arc. It's after Raditz dies and he's like, the other Saiyans are gonna come to Earth, blah, blah, blah. And then like everyone's having their like training montage. And then it gets to like the ending sequence and then the episode preview for the next episode. And it's like... And I think the title of the episode is like, the Saiyans arrive early. Like, there was another one that was pretty bad. It's like when they're on Namek and they're like trying to figure out the ability of this one guy in the Ginyu Force. And like the episode ends with like, what's his ability? His ability is so strange and mysterious. And the episode preview is like, his ability is to stop time? Like that's the name of the episode. It's like, this guy's ability is to stop time? That's crazy. That's the episode title. It's like, wow. Thanks. Zeta Gundam does the main bad guy dies episode title. Next episode on Dragon Ball Z. Krillin dies? Exclamation point question mark. The birth of the Super Saiyan. I don't know if that's the actual like episode title, but I would not be surprised. Space Duck is Krillin Team 4-star DBZ. Really? Oh man, the thing is, I love Team 4. I love DBZ Abridged. How did I forget that? How did I forget that? Like the kill counter and the embarrassment counter. I can't unsee DBZ without thinking DBZ Abridged. I love when the scene in DBZ Abridged where Tien is beating Cell's butt with Kiko. I'm gonna quote something from the show. It is a quote, but it does mention, you know, KYS. So just know that I'm quoting something when I say this. But it's the scene where, like, you know, obviously Cell is trying to get, what is it, Android 18? And she's trying to escape, and Tien is actually the one that, like, comes to her rescue. And then one of the first things he says is like, either like get away or kill yourself. And then he does the whole like Kiko. Yeah, kiss yourself. I should have said that. I think DBZ Abridged has some good jokes, but the people that make me fizzed. Yeah, I don't know so the people that like were in Team 4-star, I know one of them went on to become Takahata, right? I don't know what happened to the rest of them. It was by far the best dub, not even far from the official dubs. And it does a pretty decent job of actually abridging the series, right? Okay, I think I need to add more shading to monzaemon. I just don't know what's a good color to use. Like an orange. I'm gonna find some more colors. Peck's cool, hello! We were just talking about DBZ. Ooh, what's this color? Oh no, this is the same. This is the same color. Light orange. Light orange. Maybe I'll use this as an outline color? What happens if I do that? Oh, that's an interesting outline color. It's a little much, though. It's a little much. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then I'll cover it back up with, I think this color. And I was also gonna put some purple spots on Numemon. Solar Flare Away caught me off guard. Everyone agrees it replaces the official release, then creators get surprised when Bandai issues a takedown. Dang. Oh, this is the perfect color for Numemon, for his little spots. I remember watching DBZ Abridged with a friend of mine, Mr. Rage. He sometimes shows up in the chat. Oh, we need a red for the tongue. Wait, what color is Numemon's tongue? It's just pink, right? Numemon? Yeah, it's literally just pink. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, it's getting hot again. Okay. I'm still figuring out like the white parts. But maybe I should start getting into some of the dark. I definitely need to start outlining. I think that might be the next thing we do. So, I do have a brush tip. Oh, I have a gray. I've had a gray this entire time. What the hoo-ha? What the hecky? There we go. DBZ announcer will Cell survive Goku's attack. Find out next week what Cell survives, saying Warriors in trouble. On DBZ. I think one of the best comparisons with the different versions of DBZ is the first time. Is it Gohan becomes Super Saiyan 2? Or it's that one infamous scene where like Android 16 spoilers, I guess, if you like if are interested in watching DBZ, you know, click off because I'm gonna start getting to spoiler territory with the Cell games. When Android 16 is killed off, I was listening while in the kitchen. I wanted to write that for so long. No worries, Spec School. I love the DBZ narrator so much. He does such an awesome job. But the scene where Cell, like, Gohan by this point has been like holding off on fighting because he's a pacifist, right? And that's such a core part of his character is that he's a pacifist. And it isn't until Cell finally like kills off one of the characters, an android, yes, but still like a character, that like Gohan finally like loses it and like, well, not loses it, but he's like, I can't be a pacifist anymore. In order to protect that peace, I have to fight, you know? So like it gets to that point. That scene where it happens for the first time, where he like goes, I think it's like Super Saiyan 2, is so hype. And like in the Japanese version, it plays like a very specific song. I forgot if it's like opera or something, but like it plays like a pretty specific song. The English version has the narrator. And like his delivery is like amazing, like off the charts amazing. Let me see if I could find it, but also I need to find a specific black marker. Oh, here we go. It's like a liner. I think I have a brush tip one too. Is it this one? It's this one. I have a brush tip marker. Yeah, look at that. So we can get some eek. Some fine detail here. It's a little too dark though, so I might put some highlights, some like gray highlights in there. But I at least wanted these like stitch parts. I low-key want to listen to that scene. It's like Gohan, the warrior that is 12 years in the making. Let me see. SSJ2 Gohan versus Cell? Yeah, okay, we're gonna take a break so that this can dry. And we're gonna watch this together, because I just think it's really cool. There you go. You can see me watching the Beverly Hillbillies, the 42-hour Beverly Hillbilly video essay. See, it's real. It's real. Okay. Let's pause the music. Listen to this. Let's, I think, is this the I think there's a Japanese version. Oh, which one should we listen to first? Let's do the Japanese version and then let's do the English version. Oh, so loud. Mr. Satan. Tatakai. I know Android 16. Is that my computer that's making that sound, or is that? No, it's the clip. It's the clip. I was like, is something getting unplugged on my end? No! Oh my god, they censored the hell out of the blood because I don't remember there being this much blood. I think the English version censored the blood out. Did it? We're gonna find out. Android 16! Android 16, no! He just loved nature. It's a lot of strawberry jam. There we go. Oh, Messiah. What was their blood? Their androids? It's strawberry jam. It's motor oil. It's blood-colored motor oil. Ah, this song goes so hard. Oh, not the blinking! Oh, crap, I forgot that was like that blinking. Sorry for folks that are sensitive to that. I apologize. Well, we're gonna watch the English version and it might have it again, so just be forewarned. You think it's because of the Oh Messiah? Probably. Like, this goes hard, right? The English version also goes hard. It's like two different flavors of being amazing. Wow. Wow. He's all grown up. His fury has exceeded its bounds. Epilepsy, let's go! I'm sorry! I forgot. I forgot that was part of it. This is your warning because we're gonna watch it again, but in English. It's gonna have that same effect. I'm like 100% sure. Gohan's dad is sure worried about him. Yeah, and that other guy too. I think I watched this on dial-up modem in 320, 240, and 2000. Oh man. So same clip, but English dub, right? It hits hard too, in a different way. I feel like because of the narrator. So let's watch it. And remember, it is gonna blink in that same way. So be careful. Oh my god, it's plankton. It's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. Shield your eyes if you're sensitive to it. Did you hear that thing about how some of the voice actors have like passed out from like these sequences where they're like, ah? Did they add more shaking to the dub? Freaking dead ass Yamcha. Dead Yamcha. Boy. Wait, did they? Wait, I wanted to hear the... Oh. I wanted to hear the narrator. I wanted to hear the narrator. Is this the part? It's not the same. It's like the part where the episode just like ends, basically. Dang it. There we go. There we go. There we go. This part. Frieza. Yo. Bro. Bro, that's so hype. The narration went so hard. It went so hard. Even against Frieza. It vanished without a trace. Like that's so good. That's so good. Now Cell will face off against a warrior 11 years in the making. Like, dang. In Latin we had no music, no narrative, just pure emotion. Would you say that you had that you just had would you say that you just had wild beat? just communication, just like just wild beat. Now Cell will fight a literal child. Idol just told me the lore why androids have blood, so androids are just cyberpunk. Yeah, they are humans, aren't they? She's right, you know. She's right. You guys can have a mini mosh, and then we're getting back to we're getting back to the art. Dude, we were just watching this in the Toonami video. So good. Have you guys seen the memes? I posted it in my Discord. I laughed so hard. Let me see if I could find that meme again. It's a Gundam Wing meme. It's like the other 4 Gundam pilots. Shinjite just wild beat communication. Ameni. Is it this one? It's this one. It's okay, well we'll get back to it. Okay, there we go. So there are 4 other Gundam pilots. I wonder who they are. The pilots in question. Listen up, everyone. I hope you have a nice day. You got this. Duo Maxwell. Catra. It's Catra. And then Troa. Troa the Cloud. And then my favorite one, the one that the stupidest one is the one for Chang Wu Fei. It's this one. Listen up, liberal. My wife left me. Dude, that one like got me so good. It got me so good. Oh my god. The like the Catra one, like it's probably like one of the best ones. But the Chang Wu Fei one got me so good. I have Relina's teddy bear tattoo because I love Gundam Wing. Yo, that's such a cool tattoo. Tattoo idea. I haven't actually seen the tattoo, but that's so cool. Anyway, let's get some Gundam music in here. Have you guys started watching G-Quux yet? Or G-Cukes? That one's pretty good. Rhythm emotion, that's what I meant to say. Not just communication, but rhythm emotion. Okay, I'm gonna start lining this bad boy. Or should I do the background first? You know what? I'm gonna do the background. Okay, I need a marker, a blue marker with a lot of ink in it. You know what? I'm just gonna use this one. It's a small marker, but we're gonna see how much mileage we can get out of it. I'm only about halfway through Zeta. I can only do one show at a time. Ah, I see. How is Zeta? Cause Just Love Next, you got it. Do you guys know that Hochimachi Suisei from Hololive did a song in Gundam G-Quux? I kind of forgot about that until I was here on the Spotify page. Just love. So far away. Is it even on Spotify? Maybe it's my reflection? We'll see. I don't think it would make a lot of sense unless you watch the original. Oh, I freaking love the original Mobile Suit. Yeah, I did. I did watch it. I love it so much. You know, Amuro getting slapped in the face. Love it. If you were to ask me a lot of like the major like or you know the story beats of the original Gundam, I wouldn't be able to like exactly retell it, but I remember like a fair amount. Like I remember really liking the gun tank, a Bawaku, like the funky names. What is it? Is it the Zabi family? I've been spoiler posting it a lot on Discord. Every episode is something new. There's way more slapping. Beans and I marathoned the original Gundam, and then we started trying to marathon Zeta, but I think we were just so like kind of burnt out from like marathoning the original series that we just like kind of petered off on it. All I remember is that the main character's name is Camille, right? And like in the first episode, it's like Camille is also a boy's name. I dare say though that the best Gundam, y'all, the best Gundam, G Gundam. It's G Gundam. I'm only half joking. I think I like Double O a little bit better. I think I personally like Double O a little bit better, but like, come on, the horse has a Gundam. Stop. I will never. Stop talking about the fact that the horse has a Gundam. I think I'm the only person that thinks G Gundam is stupid. It is stupid. That's the thing. That's what makes it amazing. Is that it's extremely stupid. I mean, come on now. Tequila Gundam? Really? Like, it's so dumb and I love it. Wait, is this just love? I appreciate it saved the series though. I freaking love it so much. It's so stupid. It's like the horse has a Gundam. Every time what is it, Master Asia and Domon see each other, they do that like they do that like wacky little like, look, the east is burning red. Like, it's so silly. It's so freaking silly. And I personally like the whole arc where there's like that virus thing that made everyone evil for an episode. Well, not just an episode, but like that episode where like the entire team gets brainwashed essentially, and like Domon has to fight all of them. Terrified me as a kid. Absolutely terrified me as a kid. But it was also kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see. Like, it's kind of cool to see like I do like that trope of like, you know, you have to fight your friends, but it's not like, oh, they're just testing your ability. Like, I want the fight with your friends to be because the friends are evil, you know? Like, Thousand Hello! Tequila Gundam was made by Mexicans? Exactly. Exactly. Didn't it have this space Mexico? Yeah, shaped like a hat. Yeah, it was, Neo Mexico was shaped like a sombrero. It's okay, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but like from what I've heard from folks, there's like, of course there's gonna be people that are like offended on behalf of like Mexican folks for Neo Mexico being represented by a sombrero, but it seems like it's also one of those things that like Mexicans themselves are like, that's pretty funny. Like, but correct me if I'm wrong, if there are people that were made uncomfortable by it, because it is very stereotypical. Like, Neo Holland is a freaking windmill. Is a windmill, and what else? Neo Denmark. Neo Denmark is just a fish. Like, their Gundam was just a fish for the Little Mermaid. It went like so hard into the stereotypes. It's like they didn't hold back. For real though, for real. But also, another thing that I kind of legitimately do like about G Gundam is the piloting system, because for me, like, I do think it's pretty cool that like different, I did like, you can't see it because it's off camera, but I did like a huge glob of like blue paint from this marker. Let's see if I could spread it out a little bit. So like in most Gundam series, the way that a pilot pilots the mech is with a bunch of like buttons and levers and you know, like very analog, right? And I think that is also kind of its own aesthetic, its own kind of like really cool style. But G Gundam was one of the first, and I think to this day only, right? Is it the only Gundam series where it's piloted by like a cybernetic suit, right? And that's why the horse is able to pilot the mecha. Like, I will never get over that. Like, come on. Funsaiki has his own Gundam. Like, come on. Like, they could have easily, like, you have to appreciate the people in the in the writer's room, right? How they were like, okay, Master Asia needs like a horse. Like, he rides a horse, but also his Gundam rides a horse. They could have easily just been like, okay, Master Asia pilots both his Gundam and the horse, right? But someone in the writer's room was like, no. Horse has to pilot his own Gundam. Horse, we need animators to animate the sequence in which the horse is being put in the cybernetic suit. Like, and they were aboard with it. They did it. They actually did it. We usually like Mexico mention, yeah, right? Country mention. The toy series. Dude, Funsaiki is one. I built Master Gundam and Funsaiki. They were actually really fun builds. That's true. Maybe that's why I liked Iron-Blooded Orphan, since it had that with the pilots that are physically connected to the— oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, IBO also had that. Dude, we were also talking about that in one of the Discords that I'm in. Talking about Iron-Blooded Orphans and how hype it is. But one thing that I will never forget with Iron-Blooded Orphans is like this thing that they did with they will show you the most traumatic thing ever, and then it would transition perfectly into like the ending like song. Rin, hello. Hello, welcome. We're talking about Gundam. As I'm drawing a little monzaemon. Little teddy bear Digimon. Like, the most traumatic thing would happen in... This also happened in Gundam 00, where it's like the most traumatic thing will happen. And then they'll play like the ending theme, but they'll do like the first few notes of the ending theme and then like go full blast into the ending. You know what? I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the... Oh no, we have an ad break, so... You know what? We'll play it after. No, actually, you guys get recess. You guys get recess. There we go. IBO attachment was connected to their spine. You're right. I'll catch up on chat after the ad break, but till then, I'm gonna keep on filling out this background. So, I'm a mute. You guys have fun in recess. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. During that entire ad break, I was just coloring in the background because I was like, oh man, this is so much. This is so much, but I finished the background, so before we get into... No, you know what? Let's go into the classroom again. Yum, 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 yum. There we go. We have the background done. We're gonna do outlines, but I want to catch up on chat. I want to catch up on chat because I do like talking about Gundam. Bojack Gundam pilot. Gundam Build Fighters also adopted Gundam cockpit design. Really? I never really checked out Build Fighters, but I know there's a lot of really cool there's a lot of really cool designs from there, including Bear Guy. Bear Guy's from Build Fighters, right? See, IBO attachment was connected to their spine. They also placed literal brains into the Gundam. Cute transition, thank you, Pexcool. It was animated by the one and only George Chungus. The good evening, George. I think it was showcased in season 2. Ah. I'm Big Inky. Wait, what? Salivating on this Gundam convo. Damn. 8 ads. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Why only army? Ivan et Niyash. Ivan et Niyash. Niyash. Did you look up Utopian Scholastic? I did. The first time you mentioned it, Apol, I looked it up. I like it a lot. I actually saved it. I have like a little like personal Discord, like it's a private Discord just for me. And I have a channel that's just titled Art Inspo. And it's living there now, so I don't forget. Oh yeah, I am playing the Steins Gate OP. Oh, so the reason why after the Steins Gate OP is done, I have another song that I want to play because we were talking about Iron-Blooded Orphans, right? We're talking about Iron-Blooded Orphans. Because the song, the ending song, it'll be like the most heartbreaking thing ever. You know what? I'm sorry, I love Steins Gate, but I feel like I gotta show you guys what I'm talking about. It's like the most traumatizing thing ever happened, and then suddenly, and I'm gonna put the volume up for this. It's like they're talking. It still hasn't transitioned to the opening yet. It's like the character realizing what happened. I'm painting the picture for you. It's like, it can't be. It can't be. He's dead. He's dead. Orphan. Literally every time. Like, it just happens every single time. It freaking happens every single time. That wasn't like a specific, like, I just made that up, but it just happens a lot. It's one of those things where it's like, if I had a nickel for every time a traumatic event transitioned into the ending sequence in a Gundam series, I'd have like at least like 10 nickels, which isn't a lot, but you know, it did happen 10 times. So... Mr. Rage, hello. I had mentioned you earlier. Why did I mention you earlier? We were talking about DBZ Abridged. That's why. I was like, I think the first time I watched it was like when you showed it to me. As someone who tried to get into Gundam but tried starting with the first Gundam, do you have a recommendation for a better start? I started with Gundam Wing. Got really into it with G Gundam. I think Gundam 00 solidified my love for Gundam, and every single Gundam after that was just banger after banger. Except Seed, I didn't really like Seed that much. And then Beans and I went back and watched the original Gundam. So if you didn't get into the first one, it is still worth getting into because a lot of Gundams will reference like certain motifs. Like there's a masked character. There's like a lot of anti-war messages in like almost every single one of them, I want to say. It really depends on what you're into. I really like 00 because there was like okay. I want to say that every Gundam plot is in some way or another very political. So it's almost like what's your flavor of like political that you want to see. I think 00 had a lot of ridiculous stuff. Like there's a lot of twin themes in it. There's a lot of like yeah, just a lot of like doubling themes in it. It really does depend. if you like silliness, G Gundam. If you like kind of like like 90s edginess, Gundam Wing. If you like, I guess, like a really good like kind of political drama with also oddly enough really good very diverse cast. Double O. I don't know what else to say because I love Iron Blooded. I love Lesbians from Mercury. I love G-Quuck so far. Like I don't know, they're all just different flavors of like just really good like anti-war storytelling. I heard Feliz Navidad. That stuff is gold. 8th MS team 100%. What Owen just said, 8th MS team, that's one of the best. I would say one of the best Gundam series, and it's also on the shorter side. Also really good quality animation, considering that right after it I think Gundam Wing came out. And it's not that Gundam Wing has terrible animation, but when you compare them it's like, whoa, the animation in 8th MS team is like kind of insane. So yeah, 100% will like back up what Owen said on 8th MS team. Yes, Mr. Rage. Vegeta, no! Vegeta, yes! Some people have recommended me Char's Counterattack. I feel like to appreciate Char's Counterattack, you need to watch the original. You need to watch the original one, right? Iron Blooded is also really good. G Gundam sounds like it's for me since Tequila Gundam exists. HDTQW5, hello, hello. It's from Mercury. I mean, let's be real here. 8th MS team gives you the gritty battles of Gundam with really impressive 90s OVA animation and the usual tropes. Yeah, 100%, yeah. I think 8th MS would be a good jumping off point. 8th MS was an OVA for sure. Char's Counterattack is a conclusion of a decade-long beef. Yeah, I feel like you would appreciate Char's Counterattack more if you watched the original series. Double O, now that I think about it, well, wasn't Gundam Wing also like kind of like a I was gonna say like homage to the original. I feel like there's so many ways that like each subsequent Gundam series is an homage to the original. Whether it's the trope of having a masked character, but I feel like Wing had the thing where it's like, oh, it's like a pair of siblings that you know what? For spoiler reasons, I'm not gonna say the rest of that. Like, just know that a pair of siblings and a pair of siblings in the original, they are a thing. They are a thing. Like, Gundam 00 was a Gundam Wing clone, and then Zeta Gundam Wing ripoff. I love 00 though, but you're right. Funny thing, I was in a community that was really into Gundam, but I never actually watched more than a few episodes here and there. It's where I met May Shark. Ah, cool. Yeah, I love a lot of the Gundam series. I think it does depend. Yeah, I'm just trying to like think of like what specifically like you might like. For the silliness, definitely G Gundam. But like if you want kind of like the essence of Gundam in like a small package, I would say 8th MS team. I heard Feliz Navidad as well. Curse you, Mr. Rage. Wait, when did you guys hear Feliz Navidad? When did I say Feliz Navidad? Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Yo espero año y felicidad. Anyway, enjoy some orphan tears while I continue with this monzaemon art. I think I just need to line it and then do the hearts. So we can actually get started on some of those hearts, because you're on my mind. 8th MS team doesn't require homework to enjoy. True. But there's also, oh, Thunderbolt is also really good. But, like, Thunderbolt's part of the UC universe, isn't it? Like, I guess you don't need to watch the first... It's a big glob of paint. I guess you don't need... Wait, am I right? Is Thunderbolt is in UC universe, right? Which, for those who don't know, there are different continuities in each Gundam series, but the first one and Char's counterattack and Zeta, they're all in the same continuity, which is UC, right? It's Espresso Depresso, that too. I mean, how depressing compared to Warhammer 40k? It's pretty depressing from what I recall. But also that is part of the UC universe, so I feel like that is another one that, like, you don't need to watch the initial Gundam for that, but it does help. It does help. Oh, the fans know. It's Warhammer 20k. All I know is I do like me some Zaku's. I do like Zaku's. My favorite, if I were to talk about my favorite mech design from a Gundam, would probably be Akai. Akai is just so silly looking. It's an aquatic type. It's just so silly looking. And then there's one called Bear Guy, which is basically just an Akai, but a bear. On my mind. Let me see if I can show you guys a picture of an Akai. All the fans. There we go. This is an Akai. Look at it. Look at him. Look at him. He's so rotund. I've built this guy probably like 3 times already. Mostly because of bear guys. But look, it's Akai. He's so aquatic. It's Chibi. It's Chibi Akai. Okay, so you've seen Akai. Get ready for Bear Guy. It's Bear Guy. It's Bear Guy. I love how the end of the song is just her yelling orphans. Orphans. Alright, I'm gonna put on some Gundam 00 music. Fugubi, thank you. I'm gonna head out for now, but I love the stream and have a good rest of the stream. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the class. Ripped! We need some Gundam 00 music here. There we go. The guy. Bear guy. I built this one on stream. I think this is probably one of the first Gunplas I've built. There's also this one. There's like a white one with a little cub. You could change out the faceplate so it looks angry. Actually, wait, I have my webcam on. I could just show you. I built he's kind of dusty now, but I built this one on stream. He has, like, the little cub has a guitar. He's Anki, or she's Anki, and then you could, like, you know, the arm extends, right? I got that one from Japan during my first trip. Yeah, good night, Fugubi. Fugubi. Forget about it. Oh yeah, everyone, don't forget your 1 point sniffer sticker. Your 1 point channel redeem. Alright, so what can we do here? Let's add some, I'm gonna add some highlights here. Because the black is pretty stark black, but I am gonna start outlining. The gray's a little watery though. It's a little watery. Okay, I'm gonna start lining this bad boy, and then I think that's when it's gonna start, like, coming together a little bit more. Or maybe I shouldn't. Should I line with black? No, yeah, I think I do. I think I should commit to it. So let's see how this goes. The brush tip is nice, but it's also like, it's getting me a little nervous. It's like, what if I mess up? You gotta have the eyes looking in different directions, right? He looks a little silly. An idol, you got your sticker. Yeah, you know what? I think the outline's gonna bring it all together. I think we are now cooking with gas. So silly. Oh, you know what? Before I continue lining it, I need to undo this part here, because I think the shadows are a little too stark. This should be dry by now. Uh-oh. No! This was still wet! It's okay. I'm thinking now about like Gundam 00 and like I'm trying to think like why it is I liked it. I think part of it is because like around the time I watched Gundam 00, I actually watched it twice. I watched it once when it was like first premiering in like the early 2010s, I want to say, and then I watched it again later on. But I think it was like during college when I was starting to get more into like political like movements, right? You know, college is always a good time to get into that kind of stuff. And there was just like a lot of the messages in 00, like I just kind of really spoke to me, I want to say. Okay, courage test. I gave him eyelashes. Okay. Oh no, the like brush tip, it's starting to get like, maybe I'll do some like test strokes. Oh, that's how you get more ink. So I was looking at like how to get more ink, and it's like, oh, you need to press in, but this was on, and I was like, I'm pressing it, but nothing's happening. But turns out you gotta take off the cap and then do like that, or like press into it, and then it should send a little bit more ink into the tip. There we go. Okay. You can't quite see it because it's off. It's like you can't see it because of the camera, but I am doing some practice strokes. But now this feels a little bit too much. Courage test. This is our courage test. Oh, it's thick. It's like super thick. We gotta follow through. We just gotta follow through. And anyway, any mistakes we actually can cover up. But that's why they call it a courage test. That's why Bob Ross calls it like, this is your courage test. Glitch Mushroom, hello! We are doing some traditional art. We are drawing a Digimon. We've already drawn him, we're just like outlining. This, oh my god, it can't. Maybe I need to wait for it to dry. I think I need to wait for it to dry. Methinks. So maybe we'll do a little bit more yapping while I try to dry my hand off. Wakari agate. So we went through quite a few topics. We were talking about Gundam, we were talking about Toonami. Oh, I guess I might as well show you what I'm talking about with those Toonami videos. You know what would be a good thing to watch is the Toonami bumpers. Okay, put this away for now. So this is what I'm talking about. This no, it's a Tarnished Gamer. Tarnished Gamer shows like just full like 3-hour blocks of something called Rising Sun, which is like the Saturday morning Toonami. Week 1 though does start with like Tenchi Muyo episode 2 for whatever reason, but one thing that I kind of miss is these like Toonami promos. So like before each like show, there would be a little like specially made promo for it. So just so you see. Hero said damn. It's an hour? Wait, I'm just looking for like... Oh, let's watch the Batman Beyond one. Kids love it. Gotta love it. Wait, did he say 2039? Like, we're not too far from that. This is looking... This does look like something that could happen in 2039. Can we watch this? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. After this one, because I do love Batman Beyond. I am Batman. I don't kids understand how hard this one stuff is, how this stuff went in 2001. Yeah, it's so good. Wait, I think I missed one of your earlier messages where you said you have a VTuber friend that just puts these on and we yap and chat for hours. They're so good. That's the uncensored content. So yeah, the stuff that is uploaded by this guy, I'm pretty sure it's like the Toonami promos and like the in-between stuff, but the actual episode is like better quality. There's only like one of the ones that we were watching had like DBZ, and it actually had like the Cartoon Network logo, and the quality was pretty crunchy, and it was quite the vibe. I will say that. I will say that. But otherwise, usually the quality for each episode is pretty good. So Owen did request the space one. I love that one. It spaces the place. So these promos and stuff would also like, it wouldn't just preview a single series. Some of them had like a singular theme, and they would bring different shows to like clips from different shows together to talk about that theme. And Space is probably one of the best ones that I can recall. So let's watch that one. Catra! But it'll be dangerous. They're showing a lot of Gundam Wing, but it does change to other series. To space! I think eventually they show Outlaw Star. I remember that as a kid, the like breathing sounds that he makes. I don't know if that's actually from Gundam, but like the breathing sounds. The clip is, but that one I remember like stood out to me. Is this the one that has the Outlaw Star clip where he's like, "You're just gonna run away? Just gonna run away? I'm not running." I think it might be this next one, the one that's like in the corner here. So what, you're just gonna run away? Peter Cullen is the voice of the narrator. There we go. We got a little clip of Vegeta. Dude, the aesthetic of Gundam Wing just goes so hard too. Very like space opera. Keep her going. Like the light effects and everything, so good. Nice. Dang. So as I was playing, I was trying to fiddle around with my painting, but I messed it up a little bit, so I need to wait for it to dry even more. So we're gonna watch another clip. People at Cartoon Network in this era were just really good at stitching together the coolest ish. Lots of creativity. Yeah, because it wasn't even just Toonami. It was like the regular cartoons they would play. Like they would stitch together random clips, but they would also commission people to just animate certain like series together. It was so cool. Well, we'll see those clips too if we so please. Let's watch this one. Space is the place. I think, yeah, this is another really good one. And all men were once boys. I heard that intro was so funny. It's Tenchi! It's Tenchi Muyo. Who made me? I think this is the one where he's like, "You just gonna run away?" I'm not running. Just keep running away? I'm not running. Dude, Outlaw Star also was like such an aesthetic, such a vibe. I'm surprised they didn't include any Cowboy Bebop in here, but I think it's because Cowboy Bebop was Adult Swim and not Toonami. Space is the place. Wowzers. Wowie wow. Okay, let me... Webcam on. So as you can see, I messed things up a little bit. So I did the black marker. It was too thick, so I tried to cover it up again with yellow, but I didn't quite wait for it to dry. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then I'm gonna do another layer, but until then, I think we can get started on like putting more black on it. But let's keep on playing some more Gundam 00 music. Dia, hello! Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we were just talking about Toonami. Specifically about those videos that you linked to me. The one where it's just like Toonami like bumpers and promos, but like with the actual shows. And it would just be like, you know, those 3-hour just compilations of it. Is so good. As you can see, I'm not using the brush tip anymore. It was a little too hard to control. But this is coming out pretty good. I think I'm probably gonna add some like highlights to some of the like outline as well. And what helps to thin out the lines too is to just get the same color as the inside and just like go over it again, just to thin out the lines. I miss the AMV set to mid-2000s rock music? Yes. Yes, and going on like AMV.com or whatever it was called. Ash like snow, ash like snow. We were also, I don't know how much how many of the other Gundam series you've seen, Dia, or anyone else in the chat, but we were also finding which Gundams to recommend to a first timer, namely Matthew, but for anyone who hasn't checked out like any Gundam series so far. So far we came into like 8th MS Team is definitely a recommendation. Zako build? That's another way to get into the Gundam series is to watch Zako streams, right? For you. There we go. We got some stuff cooking. Oh, Zaku's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Zaku's. Those would be, yeah, it's actually, yeah, now that I think about it, it's interesting that like it would be interesting if you ended up getting into Gundam, Matthew, because you do those mini builds, and I feel like a lot of the skills of like doing minis would translate well into like Gunpla. I remember this ending theme. This is the one where they're all posing like they're in a boy band. Warhammer has mecha? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Look at Farsight Crisis Suit. Is that from Warhammer? Funny thing about 40k and Gunpla is actually more complex than tabletop. Really? Oh, is it? Is it because you're building Gunpla from the ground up, basically, like you're assembling them together? Huh? I never thought about like. I guess because I have no experience with painting minis, I thought that was also is there no like assembly in them since they're bigger and have moving parts? Oh yeah, because minis are more stationary, right? Am I recalling that correctly? You know what? I think I'm going to use this color for the outline for the eyes as well. Oh, you know what? What if I do this? Ooh, that's a good highlight color. I gotta say. As life goes on. Oh, there we go. By like varying the shape of the line, it kind of helps. It kind of makes it so it's not too stark. But bean cubs, I've been trying to like stay to like a healthier diet lately, but the weekend's coming up and I might want like a cheat meal. What should I get? Because the default that me and Beans usually like go for is ramen, and I would still be down for ramen. Just remember that I am pescatarian, so of course you can't be recommending no like KFC or nothing. Like, I've been eating healthy-ish. Yesterday at work, I ate a salad, and I hated it. I gotta say... As life goes on, don't let it go. Ooh, okay, so we're adding a little bit more highlights in there. It's coming out a little nicer now. Wargaming minis are smaller and usually glued and put on a vase for painting and gameplay. If anything, Gundam is getting a card game and minis, wait. Oh yeah, Gundam is getting a card game. Yeah, you're right. And minis game sometime this summer? Any halal places with a fish option? Or falafel? Ooh, falafel does sound good. There is a falafel place, like, kind of in the like we would have to go to like either a shopping center or a mall or something, but there are falafel. No, you know what? There are falafel places we can go to. It's a good recommendation. But yeah, Gundam is getting a card game. I remember the card store that I have started going to for Digimon. They mentioned that. Buy Gundam. And I'll eat the Gundam too. I'll take a Gundam and I'll eat it. I have been blowing a lot of money on Digimon cards though. For those that aren't aware of this new arc in my life, I've been getting a lot of Digimon cards. Yo, Dia, thanks for gifting us up to 1,000. Let's go. I bought Gun Tank because it's cheap and I can beat the crap out of it. Wait, who said that? Oh, Gun Tank. Yeah. Gunpla is a lot of fun. The new design of G-Quux is very cool. I want to cop one of each. Yo, 1,000, have you been watching G-Quux? I love it. I love it so much. I love the designs. There's also that one episode of that one chick who, like, I forgot to mention this to Beans, but that one chick that, with the bob haircut, I think that's all I'm gonna say. I saw memes of her on Twitter before I saw her as a character. So when I saw her in the series, I was like, oh, it's her. It's like, it's her. Yeah, the new one's called G-Quux. G-Quux is apparently said as really? I'm going off of how they pronounce it in the anime, because, like, or at least in the dub, they say, like, G-Quux. Is it really Gunax? Huh? Let's try it. Yeah, I think it's about time. Because mixing yellow and the black color made it turn like greenish, so I want to warm up that color just a smidge. Ooh, and it's making for a pretty cool effect too. Maybe it does need a bit more like shading though, but the closest I have is orange. Though I could break out. I did actually get a new set of POSCA markers from a Secret Santa event, so maybe I should break those out. JP Twitter? You know what? It's because we've been watching it dubbed, so maybe it's time to check out the sub. Or have we? I actually don't remember. Yeah, we've been watching it dubbed. What color is this? This is chestnut. Chestnut's on an open fire. Maybe this might be an interesting like shading color. Let me test out some options first. Because I have quite a few like brown. No, actually, I have one. I thought I had more. Let's see, so that's brown. What's this one? Oh, it's brand new. Is it the new Gundam anime? Yeah, it's called G-Quux. It's spelled with 6 U's. I counted. It's GQUUUUUX. I'm trying to get the paint out of this one. All right, it's coming out. Oh, that's actually darker. What the? Maybe this color then? Who's chestnut? Did I test out this light orange color? Wow, it's a lot of ink. Okay. I think this is this not the same color that I've been using for shading? So this is apricot. This is what I've been using. This is light orange. Let's see how it looks here. It's lighter. Dang it. I need it to be like a shading color. No. No. If anything, I'll just do the same trick that I usually do of like using a darker color but then lightening it back up. G cooks. G Gucci's. G Gojikins. So I'll do this. It's gonna look a little outlandish, but you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. It's gonna look a little too stark. Actually, Actually, maybe I don't need to lighten it. That actually doesn't look half bad. Okay, I have to be careful because this is still drying, so maybe I'll avoid that for now. Yeah, it's 5 G chickens, G clucks. The dub says G quucks. That's what the voice actors are saying, but yeah, maybe it's different in Japanese. I think I just have to read the katakana, right? If it's katakana. You know what? I might stick with this color for the shading. For the yellow shading. It's pretty stark, but I kind of like it. But we'll also do some like reflected light as well, so that should make it look pretty Gucci. This is the opening where they're all naked. My story. They know nothing. They know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing. But the real question is, did you guys watch Lesbians from Mercury? That one was an interesting one. I really like the musical themes. Like I like the opening and stuff by Yo Asobi. I love there's like a really infamous scene for anyone that's like seen that series. There's like a I thought that scene was so funny. It was like for those who watched it, it's the hand part. It's the hand part. That one was like took me completely off guard. I was like, huh? It was kind of funny. Like, it's funny how outlandish like it was, because it's like she's so happy. She was so happy, and like the other person is just like staring in like sheer horror at like, oh my god, like you're a monster. And she's like, you need help? Like, it was so like out of left field. Like not completely out of left field, like thematically, it made sense. Have you seen Leiko Reko? Is that the one with like the soldier girls? Because I think Beans was watching that for a little bit. It like is the animation style kind of vaguely like KyoAni-esque, like kind of like I don't think it actually is animated by KyoAni, but like the art style reminds me of KyoAni. You're okay with horror stuff though, so I get it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like Horse Recoil, it's also good. Yeah, I know Beans was. Oh no, I need to wait for it to dry. I need to wait for it to dry. Maybe this needs to be darker then. You know what? Maybe this color. Ooh, yeah, that's actually a good color. Because I can't believe it's already the end of spring. Or like we're getting like into summer already. I'm like at the end of my semester for work. Like soon I'm going to have sweet, sweet freedom. But I feel like I shouldn't say that because I might jinx myself. It might be like, you know, end of May is gonna come and it'll be like, Binka, we need you to do more things. Ooh, I like this effect a lot actually. Not yet here. It's in the 50s, 60s and a lot of rain. You know, it was actually like pretty like overcast and cold for the past few days. Today is literally the first day where it wasn't overcast. And of course, it's in the 90s. It's in the freaking 90s. The millisecond the clouds go away, it like ramps all the way up to the 90s. So it's like, man, what the heck? But like up until I love the 90s. I also love the 90s. Only 90s kids remember this. Only 90s kids remember this. Ooh, this is also a good highlight color for the hearts. Yo, Folk! Hello, thank you for the raid! You're playing Curse Crackers for Whom the Bell Tolls. Ooh, what's that one about? How you guys doing? Hello. It's me, Babinka Bear. We're currently painting ourselves a little monzaemon. I'm gonna see if I can somehow turn this into like a not somehow, I know the process for it, but I'm gonna see how successful this would be as a like custom card sleeve. So far, so good, you know? Bears raiding bears. Cute Game Boy style platformer. Ooh, nice. Have you by any chance, that just reminds me of a nice short game. It's like at most 30 minutes. Very Kirby stage design. Nice. Lots of secrets. I kind of love that. I kind of miss like playing Kirby 64 and finding like random secrets. I dislike the parts where you find a secret and you need a specific combination of abilities. And it's like, dang, I can't even like get that combination on this world. I have to like go to another world, get that combination, come back to this world, not lose that ability just so I can get that secret. But otherwise, yeah, like secret little things like that sounds pretty cool. I was gonna say there's a nice little like Game Boy style platformer, but it's very short. It's like 20-30 minutes. It's called Squidlet. And it's one of those like really simple. I have a sneaking suspicion it was probably made during a game jam. But literally only takes you like 15-30 minutes to get through, and it's literally just like hopping platforming. But very cute, very like Game Boy 2D scroller type. The Pokemon TPCI is staving off my card cravings. Oh, the TCG? TCG? Yeah, so I forgot to get into it. I'm still waiting for this to dry. It's still wet, dang it. But I've been really into the Digimon TCG. I might check it out, maybe DM me the name again later. Yeah, sure, you got it. What do you mean we're already at our next ad break? What do you mean? We're already at the 3-hour mark? I'm not even done yet. Okay, let's get to recess. I'll let you guys chill. I'll get my Digimon cards out to show it off, and then we'll try to finish off this illustration. Because I feel like we're like near the end. But yeah, I'll see you guys after the ad break. Oh yeah, and Folk, thanks again for the raid. If you need to do any post-stream care, feel free. No worries at all. But I'll let you guys chill in the parking lot. Okay. We're back. And I wanted to show you guys that we have my monzaemon art, but we also have my monzaemon card. Look at my cool monzaemon card. Isn't it so cool? I actually have 2 more of these bad boys. I just love monzaemon. I just love monzaemon so much. And the thing is, I would show you guys more of my cards, but with my hands like with paint on them and stuff, I decided against it. So for those that watch Double O, remember this song? Folks said, but yeah, I beat the main game as well as the whole secret world and somehow only at 54%. Ooh, so lots of secrets then. Keep your secrets. You play this song on Osu? Oh man, this is another one of those songs that like always follows like the saddest thing happening. See, I should put some shading on Numemon here. But should I use a teal color? Eh, what the hey. Waiting for your love, I love you, I trust you. I'd say we're actually like almost done, I want to say. I'm just waiting for this to dry. Finish up maybe some shading portions and we're like good. I do also want to add a little bit of like artistic flair to it, some stuff that like some cool like random colors just to like add a little bit more dynamic flair to it. You'll see what I mean. It's almost like chromatic aberration, which is just a fancy way of saying like 3D effect. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think I would be into like this stark like orange color as much as I did, but I like it. Actually, what happens if we use this as a highlight here too? Oh, that's not too bad. Always by your side, I love you, I trust you. I love you, I trust you. And then some highlights for the tongue. Ooh, and highlight. Let's do some highlight. Some yellow highlight. There we go. Cute, cute. You're the one that I trust. Some highlights. Ooh, you know what? Let's add some highlights here too. Oh, you know what? Here's where I could use my little artistic flair. So we're gonna use a little bit of this blue. Some chromatic aberration. Blue. A little bit of pink. And we're gonna wait for that to dry. Yami demo. I trust you. We're gonna wait for that to dry and then we're gonna put some white on it and it's gonna make this cool like 3D effect. But I also think there could be some parts where we put more like blue highlight. No. No. 離さないで And then, just for funsies, we're once the blue dries, we're also gonna add some like green to it. Milky, hello, hello, how you doing? I'm in my Digimon phase again. I've been doing so many Digimon things, and we're doing some Digimon art. I'm trying to make a custom like card sleeve because I've been getting into the card game. We were talking about Gundam. Wait, what song is this? Oh my god, the Pope is here! Pope Milky! I think this. Is this for the movie? Which I also like the movie, by the way. The Digimon phase that never ended, exactly. I am the new Pope. Yeah, you are the new Pope. Congrats! The first Filipina Pope, first Asian Pope, first female Pope, first VTuber Pope, first NSFW artist Pope, unless unless other popes, you know, they come out and admit that they too have done NSFW. We all know they've been daydreaming about doing the Jesus NSFW. Okay, now we're getting a little too sacrilegious now that I think about it. I mean, come on, Jesus and Judas kissing? Come on now. Sermon on the Mount, but it's OBS. Sermon in Twitch. What would your first sermon be on? Like, what would your first sermon be on? Just like the benefits of we're adding new canonical books to the Bible called My Immortal and among others. I'm gonna add a little bit of red to the opposite end. Let's see how that looks. Saint Vesper and Saint Magni. I'll add a new book called Vesper and Magni. What is the song name? The bass line is great. It's I don't know if I could read this because most of it is in kanji. Zasareta Sekai? I think, you know what? This is from the movie. This is from the Gundam 00 movie, which is, in my opinion, one of the best portrayals of aliens, of like extraterrestrials, because the aliens in this movie are not at all like humanoid in any way. They're not, they don't even have like 4 limbs. Like, if there's already so much biological diversity within the Earth, think of how diverse it is in like the galaxy, right? So with that logic, it feels like any extraterrestrial life wouldn't resemble anything remotely similar to what's on Earth. So the aliens in Gundam 00, for that reason, are like the best like portrayals of like aliens I think I've ever seen. That and maybe like what's it called? Space Odyssey 2001. You're learning the forbidden speech. Yeah, I am learning the forbidden speech. I think now this is dry, so I can start adding these just like pure white highlights too. There we go. Yeah, at this point I'm just adding like random colors. Yeah, I feel like off screen I might add a little bit more to the background, but otherwise we're like pretty much done. We're pretty much done. We're gonna see if I can turn this into like a card sleeve. We'll see how that turns out, but otherwise that's pretty much it. There are four wait, are there really? I thought that was just the one. Gundam 00 movies. Unless they're like summary movies. Is it Awakening of Trailblazer? Wait, let me read the plot. It's the one called Awakening of the Trailblazer. Yeah, I'm just reading through the plot. Yeah, this is the one. This one's pretty good. Okay, I'm remembering now. The Gundam 00 had like probably the stupidest names. Like within like all of, I don't know. I know that's a pretty high bar to pass when it comes to Gundam, but like Gundam 00 had like some of the dumbest like character names that I can remember. Like Revival. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. One of the characters was Revival. One of them was like a new something. Come on, give me just like a list of characters. And I think we'll call it pretty soon. But tomorrow, what am I doing? I should probably get started on making like an actual hiatus announcement now that I think about it. Oh, tomorrow is a double dose. So tomorrow we are playing Guy Incognito. Thanks for the stream. Not yet. We still got a mosh. So tomorrow we're gonna be playing 2 games. One of them is a demo recommended by Ghosty, Children of Clay. And then another one is a demo recommended by Owen called Is This Seat Taken? So Children of Clay seems like it's like a short like 20-30 minute game. Double, you might pass out soon. Yeah, go ahead and get some rest. We are gonna end pretty soon once I go over like what is happening tomorrow. Children of Clay is like a 20-30 minute game, or at least that's what Ghosty told me, where it has like claymation but kind of creepy, but also a little bit of archaeology in it. And then Is This Seat Taken? It seems like one of those like organization games that it scratches the itch of like having a nice spreadsheet basically. We played Is This Seat Taken? Looks promising. Nice! Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna play both of them tomorrow, and then Saturday morning I'm gonna play a game called Shashingo. I played it before on stream, but basically it's a game that helps you with your Japanese vocabulary, because I'll be going on that trip soon, that Japan trip again, so I'm hoping it'll be useful, and I'm hoping that I'll do better than how I did last year, so hopefully. But with that, are you guys ready to mosh? Are you guys ready to freaking open up this pit? Is This Seat Taken sounds like a game about confronting social anxiety? It's like an organization game. I don't know, like a oh, I didn't. You missed me. You hit monzaemon. You hit monzaemon. I thought I corrected the. Oh well, whatever. I thought I corrected where the throw objects go, but whatever. Whatever, I dodged it. I'm like a ninja, you see. I'm so quick, you can't get me. You can't get me. You never had me. You never had your car. I dodged it. We're gonna mosh, you guys. We're gonna mosh. Haha, you missed me again. Fine, I'll put myself like right here. And I'll... There you go. Wait, let me... Give me a second. There you go. See? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Can't dodge the wet shoes? What do you mean by that? No! Dang it! You led me into a trap! You made me get out into the center just to make sure that I wasn't like stepping on like a box or something. Dang it! Why is it 525 now? Inflation in this economy? I had to inflate it. You guys were breaking the pipes too much. You guys were breaking the pipes too much. The school can't handle it. You know how much mold we have? He was 4 steps ahead of you. Had to do it to me. He had to do it to me. He got him. Okay. But we made some pretty cool art, so I'm gonna work on it a little bit more off stream. But otherwise, I'm very proud of what I made. Hey, mold seasoning since they ate all the asbestos. Ah, dang it! Just get Hux to eat all the mold, but then he'll get sick. I don't want one of my beloved students to get sick. We're gonna mosh. We're gonna mosh. It's time. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Okay. There we go. I already had a song set up. We've moshed to this one before, but I just like it. It's the Fox's Wedding. So for any folks that are lurking or this is your first time moshing with us, once you hear the music, just spam your favorite emote. And I'll have the Bibinkubs fight each other. Your little avatars are gonna fight each other. And it's not rigged. It's not. It could go louder. Ah, get there. Oh, I forgot to. Okay. I need to stop raids. Wah. Wah. But yeah, making you guys fight. Okay, I think I found someone to raid into. Uh-oh. No, it's not rigged, it's not rigged. Look. No, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. It's not rigged, it's not rigged. Nope. It's... Dang it. Look, you guys can redeem yourselves. You guys can redeem yourself. It's not rigged, I swear. It's a little thing called RNGesus. Maybe you heard of it. Dang it. It's not rigged. See? See? The Pope wins. It's not rigged. When has a person in authority and someone who I consider a dear friend... Well, see, it's not rigged. It's not rigged. Wait, how much time do we have? Can we do it another round? Maybe, yeah, let's do it. Happy as Pop'em! Dorime! Dorime! See, you guys have one more round. Make it count. By the way, we're gonna be raiding into another bear. We're gonna be raiding into another bear. And they have an amazing name. Their name is It's Bear VT. They are playing Elder Scrolls. But let's see who's winning this. See, I already lost, so you know that it's not rigged. see who we got up here. We got Mr. Rage, we got Mega Bronson, we got oh wait, no, not the ads, dang it. Ooh, Rin. Got the med pack versus Mr. Rage. I think we know. I almost missed the mosh pit. Almost. You got it. Come on, I'm sorry, Mr. Rage, I'm sorry. Them's the breaks. I'm sorry, it's not, it's RNG. It's random, But congrats, Rin. Congrats. Yahoo! Congrats! But with that, let's go ahead and I'll take you guys home with the bus. Get on the Binko bus, everyone. Alright, cool. Thanks for tuning in. It's always really fun to do like these like yapping sessions along with art because we end up with a nice result at the end. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some demo games, and then we're gonna go ahead and raid to It's Bear VT. Very cute. He's playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for streaming. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We raid.